You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
This might be my favorite shot of the whole Travis Hunter stuff so far. Are we drafting him on our team later today?
No, absolutely not. Sorry.
We're not?
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I got a big plan today. I'm diving into this.
Oh, we're talking about the draft?
Yeah. I was told about the draft, so I'm diving into it.
Okay.
And I'm kind of still working on it. Like, I'm not fully done yet.
All right.
But I got a plan in place.
As you should.
I just got some holes to fill.
As you should.
Right till the 11th hour.
Hamby, how you sitting?
My list is complete.
I'm feeling good, man.
You feel good about it?
I think, like we talked about it yesterday, we probably realistically have a 5% chance of winning, a 10% chance of winning, despite what Hamby thinks the Grill is going to do. I think I've realistically bumped our odds up to 30% chance.
Really?
With my picks.
That's a lot of confidence.
With my plan.
How much I'm
the James Gladstone of this draft.
How much overlapping do you think we're going to have in our selections?
Well,
I think a couple of mine.
A few of mine, but I went in a completely different direction because you aren't going to beat this thing with just muscle.
I agree.
Correct.
I agree. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll do that. We're doing that in the noon hour today. How we beat the gorilla.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah. Hey.
I have some unique selections.
Good. Ricky Bobby tapping in from X today. YouTube doesn't work 30,000 feet up, apparently. I didn't know that. Well, where are you flying? Hope safe travels, by the way, and thanks for checking us out way up in the sky. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane, and Jason Hamby. Case will join us a little bit later on. Yeah, Chad, I thought about it. I thought about something that I wasn't sure I was supposed to think about.
Okay.
And I'm not sure yet if I'm going to go with it or not.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of a big, like, if you hesitate, don't go.
Okay.
When it comes to yellow lights, stealing bases, and talking in front of a microphone.
I risk it for the yellow lights. My son even knows, it's a yellow light, speed through it. Like, we have that down.
Yeah, that's, if you hesitate,
we call it risk
go.
it for the biscuit in the Lane household. If you see yellow light, you blow past that yellow light.
So, anyway, we'll get into that. I've got a feeling we could do this for 3 hours.
That's what we were hoping for.
Austin definitely could.
That's what we were hoping for yesterday.
You're jacked up today.
Of course, man.
Hey, how about
this a lot?
I'm going to start somewhere different. How about I just caught at the end yesterday the Giannis stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty wild. Giannis, by the way, is such a cool athlete, man. He in front of a microphone is so good. Did you hear? You heard the?
Oh, of course, man. Yeah, I watched it.
And then there was stuff popping up yesterday on my feed. I think because of Giannis, like even last year's when he was asked about the failure of the season, or maybe it was 2 years ago now. So good, man. He's just got such great perspective for a big time athlete, and you just don't hear athletes say what he says.
Yeah,
he talks like my mom would talk.
No, for sure.
Like, he's like, Brent, it's okay.
Dude's as humble as they come, man. And, like last night, I mean, listen, I haven't talked a lot about the Milwaukee Bucks because I've had zero expectations. Dame Lillard tears his Achilles. Like, the season was all but done. Last night, you're playing your rival because now it has become the rival, right? Like, Indiana's bounced out Milwaukee now 2 years in a row.
It's also pretty wild.
They've become your rival, and then you have Tyrese Halliburton, who was voted the most overrated player in the NBA, who hails from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. But it's funny how a lot of Wisconsin people aren't going to claim Tyrese Halliburton because the guy's a little cringy, right? We broke him down last year. It would have been for when we were, what was the segment that we called? The style segment?
Not the Friday. Yeah, Friday Fits.
Friday Fits, yeah. We broke him down on Friday Fits when he was wearing water wingies to a basketball game. So there's like a clear consensus around NBA fans that Tyrese Halliburton's a little out there, a little cringy, and people in Wisconsin don't really claim him. Well, last night it came to a head. Halliburton, obviously, I think a little upset that he was voted the most overrated player in the NBA. Hits the game-winning shot. Goes atop the announce table and everything, and flexes his muscles in his home of Indiana. And his dad felt the need to storm on the court. And I don't know what's up with dads these days. Sports dads. John Morant's dad. Tyrese Halliburton's dad. Like, what? Take him back to the 90s.
Basketball dads?
Take me back to the 90s, man. When Deion Sanders, you can say too a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I don't know what's up with dads these days, but Tyrese Halliburton's dad comes on the court, starts waving a blanket or like a flag with his son's face on it and telling Giannis, this is what we bleep and do, this is what we bleep and do. And Giannis just kind of stood there because it's Giannis, and he's not going to go after anybody. He's calm, cool, collected. But I thought it was a bad look.
Yeah. It was. And I'll give credit to Halliburton. I looked at it a little bit. He acknowledged it in the post game. He was like, listen, that shouldn't happen, So I don't know where it goes from there. It's just kind of goofy a little bit. And then Giannis's explanation, which we're not going to play, but he was just like, I don't give my family front row seats. For, like they're not sitting there. And listen, you're excited, but why do you approach another player? Like, that's just crazy, especially of all like that player. I just like it really like the whole thing doesn't add up. Believe me, as a guy who's attended many baseball, softball games, get caught up in stuff.
No, for sure.
But I don't know if you get caught up to the point where you go like address another player. Especially on that stage too. Like you really, that's a different stage.
And this is the thing. Like we've seen this in football, where like moms want to speak out when their kids get drafted. Remember Eli Apple's mom? Like,
yeah.
We see. I don't understand it. Like, why can't your son just hit the game-winning shot to move their team on in the playoffs? Why can't you just sit in the seat, celebrate, and see him after the game? Like, why must you interject and all of a sudden make it about yourself over your son, Tyrese? Like, I don't understand it, because guess what? Tyrese Halliburton is not really, liked upon the NBA. You think people are going to like him now? Like, do you think that helped Tyrese Halliburton's brand, was having his dad storm on the court and call out, of all people, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's, the nicest dude ever? No, it didn't help anything.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point there. It's like, I know if I'm getting stressed out, it's usually because things are not going well. Like you're talking about a good situation. Mm-hmm. Like, just enjoy it, man. Mm-hmm. Take some photos.
Yep.
Like, roll the camera.
Yep.
Hey, man, it's a great moment for my kid. I'm going to have it. I know 400 other cameras are going to have it. So, interesting deal. But Indiana pretty good. Indiana got the Bucks.
Indiana's good. I thought, listen, once again, zero expectation for the Milwaukee Bucks. But I thought last night, I'm like, okay, Dame's out. Let's win one for Dame. Maybe we can turn the series around, go back to Milwaukee. And I'm like, oh, here it is. This is going to be the Gary Trent game. This is going to be the Gary Trent Jr. game.
Yeah.
10 years from now, when I'm talking about it with my son, I'll be like, hey, do you remember that Gary Trent Jr. game? And it had all the makings of it. Made the last 8 of 9 3-pointers. It's like, okay, this guy is single-handedly keeping the Bucks in it. And then at the end, like a deer in the headlights, like a freshman at his first prom, just dropped the ball, got nervous, the moment was too big, turned the ball over twice, and thanks for playing Milwaukee Bucks.
The ebbs and flows in an NBA game are just nuts. I think I just caught glimpses of it because I was out shooting a baseball game after all the softball stuff in the afternoon, and so I think I ended up 8 straight points in 35 seconds.
Yeah. I
mean, it's just amazing how that happens in the NBA.
Yep.
I don't understand. I don't understand how these spurts happen. It's just weird, and I know it's normal now, but it's just bizarre. So bizarre what we see on the flip of a switch in the NBA. So anyway, I do love Giannis.
Oh yeah.
It's just such a. I mean, I don't know if he's. I know he's big, mm-hmm. and I know NBA wise he's big. I think a player like Giannis should transcend sports more than he does.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely should, but people don't gravitate towards his personality.
Yeah.
I mean, they appreciate Milwaukee, obviously, and the way that he plays the game is unique and different than anybody else, but it's just he doesn't have the, if he hits the game winner, he's going to, get in your face and, get in the mic, and, he doesn't do that. That's why literally, overnight, it seemed like Luka Doncic was, that guy.
Yeah.
Because for a while, it was Trae Young and, Luka. And then Luka goes after Snoop Dogg and everybody during the playoffs last year and made himself a household name. And then obviously everything with Dallas now, Luka is kind of that dude. Now that they're going to need more of him because, Anthony Edwards came to play with the Timberwolves. But it's just, in the NBA, it's not good enough to score 30 points a game. It's not good enough to have this unique style where you can drive and dunk it on people. You got to have the attitude with it.
I get it. Like, I almost feel like I kind of mentioned my mom. Like, if my mom could see more Giannis stuff, she'd love him.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, she'd be like, oh, that's awesome. Did you hear, Brent, did you hear what he said? Like, that's what I would get a phone call from. And I just kind of, for the average sports fan, right? Or just that, and that's what we're talking about, transcending sports, like this good guy personality. And you're right. It's weird that you don't get that. Like Mike Trout, we've said that for years, right? You don't really get that. Kind of just stays in his lane and doesn't go up. I mean, the only way to do this branding thing is to be a little bit out there for the brand.
Yeah.
And it's hard to transcend if you just kind of hang around a certain level. So, what the hell? I'll bring this right back to Travis Hunter week because I know everybody on this wants to talk more Travis Hunter, even though we didn't mention his name in the first 12 minutes of the show.
Well, we had him pop up there in the beginning.
Well, we did.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah,
right. We did. We did.
Literally in the first 5 seconds of the show, actually.
Does Travis Hunter transcend the sport of football? Does he, because of the Shield, because it's the NFL, it's an easier platform to do that, right? Are we looking up in 3 years and he's, whether some version of Tyreek Hill or Patrick Mahomes or a Manning? Do you think so? Because Trevor hasn't necessarily got there. We thought that could have been a possibility.
Yeah.
Hasn't necessarily done that yet. What about Travis Hunter?
Once again, it comes down to how he's used. If Travis Hunter can be a Pro Bowler as a wide receiver and be a Pro Bowler as a defensive back, then absolutely. Like he'll transcend the game. If he's just a really good wide receiver, will he transcend it? Well, his personality, his demeanor might help him get there, but there's plenty of great wide receivers in the league. And yeah, they're stars, like Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill. Like, I get all that. But I think if you want to talk about in Jacksonville to be able to transcend, he's got to do good on offense and defense.
Yeah, but do you think it also has to go more than that, Hamby? Like, don't you have to do... You have to be more. You have to transcend. You have to play offense, defense, but you also have to have that smile and that personality and everything else. Like how good are his mic skills? Like how fun is he?
It's got to be a lot more than just on the field.
Yeah, how fun that we're feeling right now with him in town. Like I think it is fun. Are people going to feel that outside of Jacksonville, right? But I believe he has that element. That's why I think it's a fair question. Like, that's a part of it, in my opinion, that Trevor really doesn't have. Because Trevor's not a for-the-brand guy. I think Travis Hunter, while I don't say this from a selfish standpoint, I just think he understands the brand, and he's had a camera follow him around since he was like 16 years old or something,
For sure. But with Trevor, though, because Trevor's got to win more. Like, if you win football games, like, you'll get the Josh Allen status. You'll get the Joe Burrow status. Like, you just got to win. Like, I get it. Like, Burrow's unique because the style. He buys the Batmobile. Josh Allen's unique now because... of who he's married to and everything.
I was going to say they're dating supermodels.
Patrick Mahomes, is kind of like the one of one anomaly,
and the family is weird, kind of for Patrick Mahomes.
Well,
so it almost helps the stardom in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But it comes down to winning. Like if Patrick Mahomes was like the bottom of the division every single year, nobody would care about his brother or like say stuff about his wife or whatever.
Yeah. I do think he's a candidate for it, though. Like, I really do. Like, did you see the AI stuff out there? They asked, like, what Travis Hunter's career is going to look like. Did you see this?
Well, they read about the Jaguars record last year, so maybe they're onto something.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Hold on, let me find it. I didn't know how much I was going to bring this up or not. I
love how AI is starting to run the Brent and Austen show. We got the Gorilla game coming up.
I saw this on Underdog. Shared this. Okay, so they said they asked AI to predict Travis Hunter's Jaguars career.
Okay.
And hang tight. Come on. All right, rookie year. 75 catches, 950 yards, 6 touchdowns. Defensively, 25 tackles, 3 interceptions, 7 pass breakups. Sophomore standout season. 90 catches, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. 35 tackles, 3 picks, 10 PBUs. 27 to 29, so the next 3 years, so year 3, 4, and 5. Budding superstar. By the way, this looks more than budding right now. 90 to 100 catches, 1,200 to 1,400 yards, 10 to 12 touchdowns, 15 to 20 tackles, 1 to 2 picks each year, 4 to 6 PBUs. 2030 and beyond, potential Hall of Famer. AI has him at 7 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pro at wide receiver, 1,000 catches, 14,000 yards, and 100 touchdowns.
Holy cow.
Defense, 200 tackles, 25 picks. Hunter redefines NFL versatility, inspiring future two-way players. He becomes a Jaguars icon, potentially leading them to their first Super Bowl, though team success hinges on roster depth and coaching stability.
You think?
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sign me up. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's wild.
Okay, so by the way, if he does that, he transcends.
Of course. Yeah.
Right?
Dude's household name.
Even AI, though, predicts him to be better at wide receiver.
Sure.
Or at least more, impactful.
Yeah.
At wide 100 touchdowns catching? Like, what is that kind of... Who has 100 touchdowns receiving? How common is that? Like, right now, players in the game, I believe Kelsey probably
Let's look it up.
has to have 100 touchdowns receiving. And this was through his... When they did the 100 touchdowns, I'm pretty sure that was like...
So
after 5 years. No, okay. So, yeah, this is the whole thing. So 7 Pro Bowls, 100 touchdowns in his career.
So only 2 wide receivers have more than 100 touchdowns. Only 2 of them. Care to take a guess?
2 wide receivers have 100 touchdowns? That's it, huh? Okay.
Obviously current wide receiver.
Current. My bad.
Mike Evans.
Bingo.
Very good call.
Devontae Adams.
Bingo.
Let's go.
What the hell? I don't get a guess?
I don't think you needed one, man, because Hamby came to play today.
My fault.
Hamby came to play
I
today,
assumed
man.
that one of those was wrong, and then you'd be able to come in and...
Oh, and yeah, there's one running back, but that's pretty obvious, too.
Is that Derek?
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
So 100 touchdowns is a stratosphere, though. That's like a...
Yeah, I mean, there's been...
Adams, by the way, I would not have guessed. That's a good guess, because I would not have guessed that.
So, there's been 23 players. I'm sorry, 20... Man, I'm going down the list here. There's been 26 players who have got to 100 touchdowns at wide receiver and at running back.
Pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
There was a good comment in here. I'm going to get to it in a little bit about Travis Hunter. I thought it was pretty cool. It's kind of like along the lines of the Mason Graham versus Ashton Genty one.
Okay.
Stop the run or run the ball. But before we do that, Hamby, where did this thing come from?
I still can't figure out what show it was on.
I don't know what show it is either. But did you see this out there?
I saw it.
It just floating around yesterday. I didn't see it prior. Maybe it was prior. But there's something interesting about Hunter that he really has put his arms already around Jacksonville. And I think that means something to the Jags fans and to this city. And you want to play it? You got it?
Yep.
All right, here it is.
New York media is different than Jacksonville media.
You don't care. The media.
All right, bro. Hey, why you throwing shots though? Who said anything about Jacksonville or who said anything about New York?
Oh, because I played there, that's why.
But why you throwing shots at Jacksonville?
No, the media market, you'll see it when you get in the locker room.
Why you throwing shots at Jacksonville though?
Hold on. Why are you defending Jacksonville?
No, because why you throwing shots at them?
No,
Hey, I'm
Uno
from Florida.
reverse.
Yeah, the Uno the reverse card.
I'm from.
That's pretty wild. I don't know what show that was from.
Yeah.
But this was like...
Was that Mike White?
This was a while ago.
Yeah.
Mike
I have no
he
idea.
looks bigger than a quarterback to me.
I don't know.
Yeah, that wasn't Mike White.
Okay. Look, somebody he played there, so I'm trying to figure out like who would be in throw, but it's could be a lot of people.
But so what's interesting to me about that, guys, and again, I don't really have this, you and I sometimes have disagreed on how much I care about the national persona of this and everything else, but I just think that goes back and says something about Jacksonville. There's that other one where he's doing, him and Sanders are doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think Travis Hunter's like, who's my favorite team? And Shedeur Sanders is like the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. There's like all these little like drops of evidence along the way. And then like you saw his reaction. Like, sure, a reaction that could have been, hey, I was picked number 2 in the draft. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like seems to really have put his arms around coming back to Florida. Not too far from where he is, West Palm Beach, kind of in between where he went to high school in Georgia and also where he grew up. Mm-hmm. And obviously he's got whether it's the fishing or anything else, like really is like, man, I already love being a Jag. I can't wait for that. I think that really means something to the people here.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it does. And I think obviously he has the benefit because he grew up close to Jacksonville. Like in that, I'm not sure when that podcast was from. Obviously it was from a while back because before they talked about, like where are you going to go and who'd you meet with and everything. So I assume it's maybe like a couple months, maybe a year back. But when you grow up next to a city or like when you're from a state, you almost like have that state's back, right? Like, yeah, I understand Green Bay can be a boring place, but if anybody speaks ill about it, like I'll defend it, And I feel like that's what Travis Hunter was doing there in defending Jacksonville.
Yeah. So anyway, I that's just all these little elements of Travis Hunter that we're going to continue to find, and I guess the key is, I ran into something just. This goes into yesterday's conversation. A little beware, right? Not everything is always great. And I came across 2016 draft when I was in Chicago, and like the smile on Jalen Ramsey, the whole draft day experience, the first Duval that he gave, this all lined up very nicely too. In 2017, it felt great, and it can change in today's dynamic, right? It changes in today's world. So I'm not telling you he's like lifelong going to be like this. Now you got to take care of that guy, right? You've got to kind of massage these relationships. I thought it was a really good point the last couple of days you made of elevating a guy, right? And really saying, hey, we love you. Yeah. This guy's great. Like some of the Gladstone comments. I think some of you made me think a little bit about like the Cohen comments in his initial presser about Trevor.
Yep.
Like elevating, where the regime in the past was a bit afraid to do that because you don't want to, listen, coaching and administratively, you hesitate to call specific people out when you have a big group of people because you don't want to do that. Like coaches don't know, that's not natural. Well, today's day and age, you kind of have to do it a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to show love. I always say this about Ramsey. What I thought was interesting is that when he went to the Rams, and again, Gladstone's there for this, and Gladstone's he understands the dynamic of what we do for a living and how you consume information as a fan. He understands that very much. But he learned that even with the Rams. And what the Rams did is when they traded away 2 first-round picks and a 4th-round pick, what I noticed is over the next 6 to 8 months or whatever, and maybe other people didn't feel this way as much as I did, but man, they were like tweeting about Ramsey, and they were like showing love for Ramsey. And if he would do a community event, it was like this. And if it was, hey, he had an interception, it was this way. And if it was a couple of pass breaks, it was almost blowing smoke toward Ramsey, in my opinion, is the way I perceived it. Like, hey, we are going to do everything you just said. Elevate. And the Jags, well, they ain't doing that under Tom Coughlin, hate to tell you. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But not only did the Rams go get Ramsey, and they gave up a lot to get him, but then they did a great job of stroking the ego, pushing the brand, making him a star. And I don't know if players purposely feel like you want that to happen, but I think there's a subconscious to that.
Yeah, there's a subconscious to it for sure, but also I think Jalen Ramsey and Travis Hunter are completely 2 different personalities.
Oh, no, and I get it. I'm just trying to compare superstar kind of potential.
Yeah, but like with Travis Hunter, like, does it help to champion him and elevate? Yeah, absolutely. What player wouldn't love that? But like I felt like with Jalen Ramsey, that was out of necessity. Like that almost like came with the contract of, hey, you kind of got to like do these special things for Jalen because he's a special player. So you got to like cater to what he needs. I don't think Travis Hunter is that guy that you need to cater to. Like, I think Travis Hunter is the guy that you're going to talk about and you're going to be excited about because he is so different. But I don't think it's going to be in a contract where it's like, hey, like I'm one of one. So like do this. Like, I don't get that vibe from him at all because it is amazing just how down to earth this guy is. Like, with all due respect to Jalen Ramsey, this was a guy who I felt like always trying to put on a facade and that was part of his game though. It was almost like an alter ego of Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, I feel that.
Dude grew up in Brentwood, Tennessee.
Yeah,
but like he had this chip about him. He had this aura about him where like I'm not taking crap from anybody. I'm gonna get in your face and let you know about it. With Travis Hunter, he almost like. He appeals to the youth and everything just because he's always on YouTube. He has his own channel, all this stuff. He's doing these dances. But like, it's not out of a place of cockiness.
Yeah.
It's not out of a place of arrogance. It's just out of a place of, hey, this is the way that it is now with the youth.
Yeah, I get it. We'll say this, though. Deion really pumped him up over the years.
Sure.
Right? So, I mean, some of that affirmation, again, maybe it's up, maybe he doesn't need it. But Deion, he's been living in a world where Deion really did it. Jackson State and Colorado.
No, for sure.
For sure. So, hey, Delphonic, good comments here. I still think Jalen stays. We pay him before the Brinks truck showed up. Probably. Pay him $100 million. We'll do it. And Sean Clement, he's brought up a couple of different topics. We'll get to those in the chat. Let's take a break. We come back. We're wrangling a gator.
Oh, nice. Let's get it.
I think you have an interesting resume.
Oh, yeah.
We're about to
This dude.
meet a guy that not only has an interesting resume, but I think I might draft him
Let's go. Let's go.
for later today. We'll take a break. Brent and Austin show on a Wednesday. Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network.
Are you about to graduate high school and haven't decided on what you want to do when you get done? Well, one option is to apply to become a student in the Electrical Training Alliance of Jacksonville. Their program offers structured classroom and online training along with on-the-job training so that you can earn while you learn. Still not convinced? The folks at ETA Jax are a tuition-free 4-year apprenticeship program. There is no tuition and no student debt. Just pay for your books and your fees. That's it. Now, speaking of pay, students, they start off making $40,000 per year, including benefits, and they graduate, get this, making over $80,000 per year, including those sought-after benefits. Now, that sounds pretty good to me, and if that sounds good to you, it should check off a lot of boxes. So head on over to etajax.org and apply by May 15th. Again, the website right here, etajax.org. Don't wait, apply today.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater, plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between. Juggling my show, Jag Social, to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
I'm ready to show my hand, ready to take a stand, wait on a sign above, and I am ready, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game.
Action Sports Jacks is the biggest brand in Jacksonville, and we're excited to add another partnership for this team's biggest season yet. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is now the official streaming network of the Jacksonville Sharks for their 15th season.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
This has gone viral. We've all seen it. Mike Dragic, Florida man to the fullest, Brent, I would say. Would you agree with that?
That's fair.
I think some guys got an interesting resume. I try to fit in that mold a little bit.
You certainly do.
This dude's got me beat. And you can actually check him out May 17th in Duval for Combat Night because he happens to be an MMA fighter as well. And this is a man that I've trained with a couple of times. I have sparred with him a couple of times. And I feel like MMA is secondary, man, when it comes to gator wrangling. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, Mike, by the way, we have a draft today here on the show in the noon hour. We got to all pick 24 people that are going to fight the gorilla. I don't know if you've seen that around, but you're my first pick.
Yeah, man. Well, you and Austin are my first and second pick, too. Dude.
Let's go, man.
What's happening?
Yeah, man. There's levels, and Austin's on a whole nother level, man.
Well, I guess you got to tell us about this latest. Austin was like, hey, when did this happen? Just the other day? Because you had another one of these like last year, didn't you? I mean, this is not your first rodeo.
Yeah, this is the third one in a row, but this one was crazy. This was probably the most dangerous, man, right there off 95. So yeah, I was with my family on Sunday. We were eating, and I get the phone call that there's a gator that had crossed 95 and got stuck in the median. And I show up, and this joker's right in the middle of the road. And there's semi-trucks flying by. I mean, it was pretty sketch. So, but we got the job done, and thanks to JSO and FHP and FWC and Road Rangers, man, they were all there kind of looking after us. So we got it done.
Mike, tell us about your story, man. Like, how did you get involved in this? Like, how long have you been doing this for and everything like that?
Yeah, I've been doing it for like 3 to 4 years. I just got selected. I went in front of a board and interviewed, and I got the position as the nuisance trapper for Duval County. And, man, it's been the Lord opening up opportunities to just give him the glory and help our veterans and first responders through the platform that I've got. So praise God for that, man.
Nice.
Wait a minute. You actually like go to like an interview and a board for this? Like you kind of like apply for this job?
Yeah, it's legit. Yeah, it's like a federal offense to mess with alligators. So you got to be one of the select few to be able to do it legally. And I'm one of those guys. So it's pretty cool, man. Great opportunity.
So what's like what did you pitch them that you were the guy to be able to do it?
Look at him, Brent. What do you mean he's the guy?
Yeah, but there's got to be technique to
this.
Yeah. that helps. There's technique to this, though, right? Like, had you been practicing?
So I walked in and I told him that I got beat up by Austin a few times. I showed him that I looked the part, and then I showed him how short my shorts always are. and they said you're hired. So I was like, all right, we'll figure it out. And then I just watched a bunch of YouTube from there and figured out the rest of the way.
All right, what was your first experience with a gator? What was that like? Were you at all nervous?
I was always been nervous, but my first experience.
You're all right. Go ahead. Keep it up. We got your back. Oh, actually, hey, Mike, do me a favor. Hit your. It might have got disconnected for a second, so just hit your microphone probably, or jump back out, Mike, if you can hear us, and then come back in. Might have just hit a bad spot there. But if you just exit out of where you're at, jump back in. We should be able to get it right back. Give us a little bit more background. You know him obviously in the MMA world.
Yeah. So this guy's an up and coming fighter, man. We've cross trained a couple times. He's from a different gym, but obviously when you talk about badass dudes, he's one of them. So anytime you can get in a cage or on the mats and spar a badass dude, you're gonna do it. And he's definitely one of those guys, man. And it's wild because I think in terms of experience, I have a little more experience, but this dude does not back down. And like I have him obviously in height and size a little bit, but. And once again, we'll ask him this if we get him back. But I think when you wrangle gators and like, I don't want to say put your life on the line, but put your life on the line in front of a gator, let's be honest here. I feel like sparring is like secondary. Like, I don't think he's ever really afraid to go against anybody in a cage.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I guess you can answer that, Mike.
There you go, Mike.
What's the level of like anxiety or whatever else? I don't know if fear is the word because you probably don't have it, but with what you did this week with a gator versus getting in a cage or an octagon with Austen.
Yeah. It's very similar, it gets the blood pumping, but when it's game time, you've got to chill out and get the job done. You know what I mean? It's like Mike Tyson says, as he got closer and closer to the cage, man, he gets more and more confident. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. Like, you can't just like dabble in fight in a cage or else you're going to get really hurt. You can't just mess around with an alligator and not be completely present or else you're going to get hurt. So you got to have your A game every time. And I think that's what drives me and gets me so motivated about it.
Mike, so I have to ask, because I've seen a couple of these videos now of you, and you've gone viral as you should, man. It's really cool. Why are you wearing sandals all the time? So you take your sandals off? Is there an advantage to be barefoot when you're trying to wrangle these guys? All right, you're always barefoot. I like it, man.
It's like Mac Hollins.
Yeah, Mac Hollins for sure.
Dude, I'm always barefoot,
Okay.
unless I'm going to church, then I put shoes on. But it really does help. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it'd be like playing a guitar with gloves on. It's just, it's better. It's better, man. Like, if you're out and about, you want to feel the ground. I move better. It's just the way to do it.
You got a family, man. Like, I wear like makeup for a living. Your kids must think you're like the coolest guy going.
I asked them today because I was like, I've been, going crazy again, and it's pretty cool. And my kids are just like, look at the videos, and then they just like go back to like, hey, Dad, you want to play pig or something in the backyard? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be right there. And I go out and I play basketball, and they just act like as if I didn't just catch a huge alligator on the side of 95. Dude, they could care less, bro. They know their dad's cool, but more than anything, they know that I love them and that I always am doing my best to put them first and to put Jesus first, man, and everything that it is that we do. And I think that's what that's what separates the men from the boys, really, man, is when you use these platforms to give glory where glory's due. And that's to the man upstairs.
Well, the kids will humble you, man. That's no doubt about it.
Oh, without a doubt,
no matter how cool you are.
Yep.
Hey, how big was this gator relative to some of the other ones? Because that's like, what is that thing doing on the side of 95?
He was looking for the honeys, man. Dude, it's that time of year, so he's a big boy, man, big bull gator, and he was out looking for a female. And they just get crazy, dude. They move a lot, and he just worked his way across 95. Luckily, he didn't get hit, and found himself blocked by the median. But he was definitely looking for a female. That's what he was doing.
So, Mike, obviously gators are kind of your thing, but do you have to like wild pigs? Like, do you have to take care of other things as well, or is it just mainly gators that you're taking care of here?
So I guide hunts, actually, blue collar hunts, and I go down to Okeechobee. I do everything from gator hunts, hog hunts, turkey hunts, but I don't do anything nuisance related with anything but alligators. Okay. And dude, you guys were talking about Travis Hunter a bunch as I was waiting for y'all to bring me on, dude. How cool would it be now that he's in Jacksonville to come catch an alligator with me? I just saw him on Sports Illustrated holding up them big old fish. We'll catch an alligator alive, let him fish it, pull it in, and then we'll release it and let that baby go, dude. Get some content, bring some veterans and first responders, and get them hyped up, dude. Bring them to Jacksonville the freaking Florida way, man.
Hey, just make sure that you run it by his coach and GM first, man, because they let it be so easy going and let him go gator hunt. Even though he's going to be in good hands.
You got to run it by me right now, Mike Dragic. Like, I need those hands for Trevor Lawrence. Don't put him in danger.
Dude, no, he'll be okay, man. Like I said, I do some crazy stuff, but I am a professional, and we'll take We'll take care of him.
Yeah,
dude. I
yeah.
got insurance. I got it all, bro.
Mike, I want to ask you, man, because you've been in a cage before. You know what that's like as well, and the rush that you can get from that, from getting your hand raised, from getting a knockout. There's nothing like it in the world. And I've played in the National Football League, and even that rush, it comes nothing close to being a fighter. What gives you the bigger rush? Is it taking down a gator like you just did, or is it being in the cage and getting a win?
For me, it's being in the cage and getting a win. Catching an alligator is really cool, and it looks crazy to the world, and it is. It really is. It's a rush, but again, man, it's just a guy doing his thing out there, and social media is, it's fake, bro. It's fake reality. I don't really care what 100 million people think, because I'm never gonna meet them. As long as they hear the name of Jesus, I that's when I care. But when I'm in a cage, bro, and in front of my friends, in front of my family, dude, when I got people watching live and I'm fighting for something, dude, there's no better feeling than getting my hand raised. And that's what's motivating me so much to win this fight on May 17th in Jacksonville and from my home crowd. So we're bringing it, baby. It's going to be freaking violent and fun regardless of the outcome, dude. I'll tell you that.
Let me ask you a little bit more about that. It's coming up in just a few weeks with Combat Night, and we've gone through this with Austen here over the last many years. What's the build-up been like for this fight? How's the training going? And how big of a fight is this for you as the next step in your MMA career?
It's huge for me because, I got into MMA at a late age just so I could become a professional. So I did my amateur fights, and I trained hard amidst a very busy schedule. Thank you so much to my wife, Sachelle, man. And she's held it down so that I could even train a few times a day some days and still do everything else that I'm doing with my veteran ministry. I've been training really, really hard, dude, twice a day, most days. And I just really want to win my professional debut to just keep this platform going. I love fighting, dude, but I just love, like Austen said, man, I freaking love that opportunity to get in front of my friends and family and just freaking win, bro, and give credit to something bigger than myself.
Yeah, you remember this stage. I mean,
without a doubt, man.
I mean, how big are these moments for entering that thing as a pro and here at home too?
No, of course. And listen, man, I've always said this, Brent, regardless of if I'm fighting somebody, whether I like him or not, I have respect for everybody that wants to step in the cage and give it a go. And when, there's amateurs, right? And sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. But when you turn pro, it's the next level, right? Because then it goes from being something that you do, it goes to being a lifestyle. It goes to being part of your identity, and this is what he's about to engage in. It's going to be his pro debut. Everyone's going to remember their pro debut and everything, and I love his attitude about it. Right, like he's going to go in there. He's been trained. He trains with some killers. He knows what he's going to do, and he's going to do it to the best of his abilities, and in front of his home city. Which there's something to be said for that as well in Jacksonville.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good stuff. I mean, how you sound like you're in a good frame of mind, Mike, and that's part of it. We always do this with Austen too. I mean, it's getting in that space, right? Like where you almost got to calm everything down, and you don't have to do that yet. You still got a few weeks, but we always talk about the taper right before that fight. That's an important part of it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a family guy. I'm a a goofball, and I've got a heart, man, for especially the veteran and first responder community. But there's a time to flip the switch, I don't flip that switch till usually pretty close to the fight, but I'll flip the switch, man. And like I said, it's going to be entertaining for the crowd for sure. I would definitely be there. And thanks to Mitchell and Combat Night for making this happen for me in my home city.
The blue collar brawler too. Like you'll take that to the cage, right? I mean, with you, right?
Yeah, for sure. My life motto. I love Jesus and I like to kick ass.
I love it, man.
That's a pretty good put on a shirt.
Absolutely.
All right, one last thing about the Gator thing. Is there a lot of technique to it? I'm assuming it's an all technique thing.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of technique. It's really like jiu-jitsu and wrestling. You got to know where the body's going to go. If you kind of know by you doing this, the guy's going to do this, it puts you in a better position. Leverage, knowing where their power is directed in one position. They don't have power in another direction. So, it's there's a lot to it, but you mess up one time, it's a wild apex predator, and you slip up, dude, or you get your timing wrong, game over.
Yeah, a lot of respect to the animal in this whole battle, of course, which people missed that part probably. Much like there'll be a lot of respect in the cage in a few weeks. The blue-collar brawler, Mike Dragic. You're my first pick, by the way, against the Gorilla. Just letting you know. Thanks, man.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. And hey, real quick, can I just take one minute real quick and shout out my nonprofit organization?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So it's local here in Jacksonville. It's called Project Savior Outdoors. We fight veteran and first responder suicide. We're really just building a huge community. Our mission statement is Forge Community, Ignite Purpose, and Defy Darkness. And we're just a badass group of men that love the Lord and are pursuing the same thing in life. So we've got everything from 5:30 a.m. workouts at a Bad to the Bone facility, free to vets and first responders, Monday through Friday. We've got jiu-jitsu open mat. We've got Bible study, strength and conditioning every single Wednesday, free to veterans and first responders. We do giveaways from like Vortex Optics and cooler companies and all these cool stuff. So we just want to bless these dudes. We don't ask for nothing but to just show up. And if you're looking for a community, you're looking for purpose, man, there's a community that's calling your name for sure.
And you can check that out at projectsavioroutdoors.org. I'm glad you brought it up and stopped us. I was supposed to mention that too. And this is, remember back when we were doing the golf programs
sure.
with going into the Masters and the players, and we said that golf pool and some of the dollars were being raised to help out a cause. Well, Project Savior Outdoors is where a lot of those dollars were going, and the guys that are putting together the big baseball trip and throughout the year. So there's a nice tie-in with all of this as well. You can check out projectsavioroutdoors.org. Forge Community, Ignite Purpose, Defy Darkness, Stop Veteran Suicide. And just real quick on that thought, Mike, before we let you go, how have you seen this grow, and how have you seen it work? And has it been what you wanted it to be so far?
Absolutely. You know, every time I've been given these platforms, I promote it, and it's saved lives, dude. And you know, there's true freedom that comes through a relationship with the Lord. And we've had referrals from Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. We've had it from the Church of 1122 online at our website. Guys that were literally in the darkest season of their life, come get involved, go on a hunt, build a brotherhood that's meaningful and for real, dude. And then they establish a relationship with the Lord, bro, and it saves their life. And I've seen dudes literally go from the darkness to the light time and time and time again over the past few years. It's the real deal, man. And can't do nothing but thank the Lord for it.
Well, you're doing your part, doing your part there, doing your part off 95. Now go do your thing in the cage.
Yeah, Mike. Hey, Mike. I'm gonna see you May 17th, man. I'll be at that fight. And listen, and this is 100% real talk here. All you got to do is just be yourself, man, because it's gonna be more than enough to get the job done. I know how you train. I know how you operate. I know your mindset, and you have everything that you need in front of you to be really successful in the world of MMA, man. So just be yourself, and the rest will take care of itself, my dude.
I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. You're an absolute animal. And, dude, thank you guys both for this opportunity. And I hope to see you guys back, man. Let's hang out sometime.
Let's do it, man.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. See you later.
The blue-collar brawler, Mike Dragic.
That guy's what's up.
Oh, yeah, man. It's the real deal right there, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, you talk about what you appreciate about people, they're them.
Yeah.
Right? You think about that quote from Gladstone. Right?
Yeah.
Just be you.
Yeah.
He's just being you, man.
That guy's got the mindset, Brent.
Yeah.
You know, we live in a world sometimes where you got to cater to some people and try to present yourself in a certain way. Who you got in that interview is who he is when he trains. It's who he is every single day, and it's a pretty cool dude.
I think Glenn said, send me a shirt, Mike. He might be able to put out his own clothing line.
There we go.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What a wild thing. I mean, really, I had no idea that's all what you do. Like, you get hired for that.
Yeah.
With
I had no idea.
It's illegal to do it, so, like, you really can't have experience doing it. You got to, I guess, get the okay and then do it.
Yeah. We had to find like the speech that he gave to get like the license and everything.
I know,
like what would
I gotta see that.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, how many people are applying for that job?
But also, who's going to tell him no? Who's going to say we don't think you're qualified, sir?
That is wild, man.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Hey, a couple things back on the football side that I'd like to get. Ethan Waugh let go. I guess no surprise, right? And here's the let's see, a couple things. I don't really think Ethan Waugh did anything over the last couple of years to be other than work with the last regime.
Yeah,
I think he
guilty by association.
Guilty by association. I think Ethan Waugh's a good dude. Talked to him a bunch. I think he's pretty successful in this whole business overall.
Well thought of.
Probably will land somewhere else, and I hope he does for him and his family. And I also think one of the toughest things to do, probably in his spot, is know that he's probably not here for the long haul and do what he did to finish the process to the draft. That's got to be a tough thing, right? Human instinct is to be like, walk out the door on that. And so I think they're I know it's part of the gig. I get it. But I think it's a hard thing to do. And he did it, and it sounded like he did it very well through the process of hiring and also through the process of the draft, and made this whole thing be cohesive and aligned and everything else. My other thought is, Hamby, is this just the start, right? Because there's a whole scouting staff and some that have been here for a very long time. Scouting staffs often will carry over from regime to regime. This goes back to the quote of Shad that everybody was critical about. There are a lot of people under that football umbrella. And you really don't want to replace all of them. Some will stay, some will go. There have already been some moves, by the way, behind the scenes of names maybe that you won't even know. But there will probably be more. And then there will be those that have been around for a long time because they're really good and they feel like they can fit in. It's going to be an interesting deal, Hamby, to see. I don't think we'll feel it and know it because Waugh's probably the last name that we really know.
Sure.
I mean, I might know people, but I'm saying from the public standpoint, we'll know. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the way Gladstone thinks, probably one of the bigger overhauls. And I don't know this, but I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the bigger overhauls of a transition that we've seen in Jacksonville.
Yeah, real quick on Waugh, I think is one of those things where, he deserves a lot of credit for, imagine getting interviewed for a position that you probably know that you're not going to get while also helping that team interview other people.
Yeah.
Like that's
Awkward.
a tricky spot. Yeah. And it looked like he did it very well, but obviously this wasn't he didn't even appear to be in the draft room over the last weekend, so I don't think this was catching anybody by surprise. As far as the scouts, you would think that Gladstone this would be the next step in his tenure because he really didn't bring anybody over because he for time purposes, he was like, whatever guys they got, we're going to rely on their analysis and I'm going to come in and bring my ideas and that's how we're going to draft. And now that the draft's over, you would think because he is so unique and because he is as important as alignment is that he would say, I think it'd be better for me to bring in my own guys who I know are already going to think like I think, talk like I talk, see the game how I see the game, rather than trying to teach these scouts that have already been here for the Jags a new way of going about it.
Yeah. Does Gladstone think differently enough in the community of the football world that we will get maybe a major overhaul? Logically, that makes sense to me because it feels different in Jacksonville. But I also don't think you just change. I'm not a big believer in change for change's sake. I think people fall into this trap in the world when they get a job, change for change's sake, or, hey, change the roster over because they're not my guy. Now, I think you got to look beyond that sometimes. But I do feel like we could get – this feels like a different thinking organization right now.
Exactly. And, listen, I think if you take over a franchise and you completely tear it down with – coaches, front office, all right, sometimes I think it's important to retain a coach or somebody in the office just because you have to know how it was before. You just can't erase everything, start anew, and not have any appreciation for how it was done because that's how you get better. You have to learn from the past. You have to learn from the mistakes. I think with Ethan Waugh, he was in a position where, to allude to what you said, Brent, this franchise, this front office, this staff is going in a different direction. It's a complete 180. And not to say that Ethan Waugh couldn't adapt and kind of fall in line with what's going on now, because I'm sure he could. But I just think when you represent part of the, once again, and I say this loosely, but part of the problem, like part of the thing that didn't go right, you have to let that thing go.
Yeah.
And I think he's just a representation of Trent Baalke, and I think the more you can kind of get like the Trent Baalke aura out of the building, the better.
Well, and I do think, listen, there are some people that won't believe in everything that Gladstone's doing. They're just so different football-wise. They've been in a long time.
Yeah.
He's going to have to weed those folks out. You want the alignment to continue all the way down there. It's a big part of this. Everybody's going to be on the same page of what the Jaguars are doing. That's been the missing part. That's been the part where Trent Baalke is like making everybody in that building feel good. Does it feel like we're on one team? I would say for a couple of years, no. And it's not just an outlier here or there. It's probably more of a higher percentage. So you've got to really lower that percentage down and weed those people out. And that overall could take a couple years, quite frankly, to see if people are fully on board with what Gladstone, Cohen, and Baselli are trying to do. Let's take a timeout. Come back, give you an update on, you got something for me, Hamby?
Real quick. Prank fallout. NFL fines the Falcons $250K and the DC Jeff Ulbrich $100K for the Shador leak.
Which is like me buying a Diet Coke for the NFL money, but
not for the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they're paying it for him, probably.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Arthur Blank's like, okay.
It'll be all right. Yeah, exactly. Where do I sign? Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, who knows how that stuff works, but it's still pretty. At least I had to do something, but no suspensions or anything else beyond that. I mean, and fairness, I don't know what you do. I don't know what the punishment is.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't. They're going to set, it sounds like the NFL is going to change protocols at how numbers are handed out.
Okay.
But, I mean, the damage is done. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you punish it. And I also don't think they feel like this is going to be like, oh, we're going to get a rash of this. Now, who's trying to do this in the NFL circles? Yeah. Right? It's just such an outlier. Take a break, give you an update on Devin Lloyd and happy retirement as well. Plus a lot more still to come on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Ethan Waugh, no longer with the Jags.
Are you about to graduate high school and haven't decided on what you want to do when you get done? Well, one option is to apply to become a student in the Electrical Training Alliance of Jacksonville. Their program offers structured classroom and online training along with on-the-job training so that you can earn while you learn. Still not convinced? The folks at ETA Jax are a tuition-free 4-year apprenticeship program. There is no tuition and no student debt. Just pay for your books and your fees. That's it. Now, speaking of pay, students, they start off making $40,000 per year, including benefits, and they graduate, get this, making over $80,000 per year, including those sought-after benefits. Now, that sounds pretty good to me, and if that sounds good to you, it should check off a lot of boxes. So head on over to etajax.org and apply by May 15th. Again, the website right here, etajax.org. Don't wait, apply today.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jax 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater, plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
I'm ready to show my hand, ready to take a stand, wait on a sign above, and I am ready, ready, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game.
Action Sports Jacks is the biggest brand in Jacksonville, and we're excited to add another partnership for this team's biggest season yet. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is now the official streaming network of the Jacksonville Sharks for their 15th season.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
There's Devin Lloyd, and he is heading into his final year of his rookie deal. And he's not going to get that fifth-year option, which, again, is not a surprise. I mean, we heard, I don't know who it was. Was that at owners' meetings, or maybe it was Gladstone somewhere, or Cohen? I just can't remember. But somebody said something about Lloyd, and it wasn't like, oh, yeah, we're picking that up.
I think it was a pre-draft luncheon.
Was that what it was? And so, I mean, it was pretty obvious. They're not going to pick that up. He's got a lot to prove. You know, I'm pretty convinced that Travis Etienne is playing his last season with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Correct.
Good or bad. I'm less convinced about Lloyd. I would say this is probably his last year, but if for some reason he can find it and blossom in this new system, I could see a situation where the Jags do keep him around. He's got to do a lot, but I'm still, listen, he's one of the big mysteries to me over these last few years. And if we're going to sit here and say, well, wait a minute, they didn't do a lot on the defensive side of the ball from an edge or D-line standpoint because they really feel like coaching was a problem, well, maybe coaching can really help this guy out.
No, you're not wrong. And, you know, it's not just about the position. It's about the line as well, right? Because you're only as good as your offensive line is going to allow you to be if you're running back. And you would hope that Liam Cohen can elevate. Like, that's going to be the biggest question to me about this year. Because you saw what he was able to do with Bucky Irving and, you know, Rashad White and everybody in Tampa. But then you look at Tampa's offensive line, and it's like, well, they're pretty solid. Like, Tristan Wirfs is one of the best offensive tackles in the league, right? So, like, they have talent, and they invested to get said talent. You look at this Jaguars roster on the offensive line, and it's like, okay, there's some optimism per se, but like they don't have a Tristan Wirfs, Brent. Like they don't have an all-pro that you can like solidify. Like, okay, it's gonna be okay. Like it's. I guess my biggest thing is, what is this? Is the scheme going to enhance this offensive line so much? That's the biggest question, and that's been the biggest question I feel like in this offseason going up to week 1, because you think the defense can't get worse from last year, so the defense is going to improve. Yeah, the play calling is going to get better. Brian Thomas Jr. is still going to shine. Travis Hunter will shine. You think Trevor Lawrence is going to shine as well. But the offensive line to me is going to be the biggest question mark.
So that's it on Etienne, where it's okay, go have a big year. And I mean, I think he's gone even with a big year, but he could have a big year under what you're saying. But on the other side with Devin Lloyd, it's like, how much does coaching matter to him? Is this the last 3 years, his inconsistencies, the things that people get annoyed with or are puzzled by or mysterious? Is that his problem, or is that coaching's problem? Two different schemes, two different coaches. And again, I go back to everything we're saying about why they didn't pick a Mason Graham or somebody else. They obviously believe that they can raise the level of play from Armstead to Mason Smith to Devon Hamilton to Jordan Jefferson. I think the guy people don't talk about in this scenario is really Lloyd. I think Lloyd has talent. How they use him, can they tap into it? And I would say, much like Etienne, we're talking about two guys that should maybe have the biggest chips on their shoulder of anybody else on the roster, because they've got a lot to play for in 2025.
They do have a lot to play for. And when it comes to Devin Lloyd, that to me is the biggest question mark maybe on this team of what he's going to be able to produce, because we haven't really seen a lot. We've seen some good, especially early in his career. But we've said this story how many times with this franchise, and I get it's a new regime now, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But has he been used to the best of his abilities? The past couple years, has Devin Lloyd been in positions to succeed? Or was he playing out of position a little bit, being asked to do things that maybe aren't his best attributes, as opposed to maybe, blitzing and rushing the passer? So you bring in Campanelli now, and you address linebacker a little bit in the draft. Free agency, not so much. There's going to be a great opportunity for Devin Lloyd to prove himself. And that's what you want, because we're going to find out this year, right? Just like we're going to find out about a lot of people this year. We're going to find out about Trevor Lawrence this year, and we're going to find out about Devin Lloyd this year. We're going to find out was it just the scheme from the past couple years that wasn't really, going Devin Lloyd's way? Or, did the Jaguars reach a little too high for a first-round linebacker?
Yeah, listen, YB400 says Mike Caldwell was a scapegoat all along. I'm not sure I fully buy that. I understand it. Well, there was going to be someone that had to take the fall for losing 5 out of 6, and it wasn't going to be Press Taylor, right? And that's why that whole coaching staff's like, well, you fired the wrong side of the ball. But I also think there were some things with Caldwell that I would suggest warranted the team to move on.
Okay.
One is a little bit more outside looking in, my thought, and another one was in your face. So the outside looking in one is, okay, was he developing and coaching and communicating and doing those kind of things the way they needed to with this kind of young team that they had on defense? The scheme played well. The emphasis on turnovers played well. He made the hell of a call against Tennessee that sparked the turnover of Josh Allen and Rayshon Jenkins that put him in the playoffs. I mean, that's a fact. He made a great call. Mm-hmm. So some of those things, but you did wonder a little bit about some of the development of people. Maybe it's a Tyson or an Andre Sisco, or maybe it's a Devin Lloyd. And I think that was a concern internally. Are we developing guys at the rate we should be developing guys and coaching them up?
Yeah, but to be fair, he got the best out of Lloyd. Like, Nielsen didn't get anything out of him.
Well, that's true.
Lloyd.
Yeah, I don't think there should be a comp to Nielsen either, because Nielsen obviously is even below him on the depth chart.
Sure. Yeah,
but DCs. Like Caldwell was 20 times the DC that Nielsen was over those 2 years. I'm just saying why they wanted to move on.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there may have been, because what was the whole narrative? Like the rumors that they weren't like going through the play. What was it? What, the scheme? No, it wasn't scheme. Alignment. Alignment was the big word.
Yeah, alignment.
Alignment. And maybe there is some truth to that, but I fall under the umbrella that Caldwell and Doug Peterson didn't get along. And Caldwell's guys under him, his position coaches and everything, weren't the biggest fans of Doug Peterson.
Yeah, and I do think Doug at some point had to step in and help adjust some stuff. Now, whether he needed to do that, whether that made a difference, he felt the need to do it, which is a little problematic. You know, and this was even when things were going somewhat well, right?
Yeah.
This was before this last year. The other thing is, I think the in-the-face part is the way they played defense in the last 6 games of 2023 was not good. Like what Baker Mayfield and Tampa did to them, what Tennessee and Derrick Henry did in a game that meant everything and how they tackled and how they were ready to play in that game, to me that is a direct reflection of back on Caldwell. I mean, he did not get those guys to play good ball. I mean, what the backup quarterback for Cincinnati did on a Monday night here, the lack of adjustments, those three examples, man, to go from Cincinnati Monday night to go where they never had an answer, to go to Tampa where they never had an answer, and then the effort alone against Tennessee. Like, I do think it might have been scapegoat. No problem. But there's also a lot of evidence in those last 6 weeks say, like, this ain't working.
Yeah, but was Doug's offense working that too?
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But he's the head coach. He's going to win that.
Well, I know he's going to win it, but I get it. Caldwell's defense didn't play well. The team didn't play well in general. Like, the offense was discombobulated. Defense was porous. Like, it wasn't good all around. And yeah, when it's not good all around, guess what? There's going to be a scapegoat. There's going to be some that says, this is your fault, you got to go. And that guy was Caldwell. Shouldn't have been done like that. Hindsight being 2020, they probably would have maybe won a game or two more if they would have had Caldwell and not had Ryan Nielsen, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, the turnovers alone. I mean, all right, Caldwell was able to get turnovers. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, probably helped elevate him as a defense coordinator, the amount of turnovers they got over 2 years. I think they had to be like top 5 or 10 in the league in turnovers in his 2 years. And then last year they got, 9? Franchise record, low, tied.
Yep.
So, that certainly was something that he brought to the table. I'm going to go Sean Clement's comment. He asked this, and this leads into that because of the close games last year. With the Jags losing 9 games by less than 7 points, I actually think it was 10 one-score games. People should ask, Travis can help us score 1 touchdown per game or cut the opponent's score by 1 touchdown per game. If he can, then the trade was worth it.
Sure.
And I guess this kind of goes back to that whole Mason Graham. If this was like pre-draft wise, like when we said 3rd and 1 or on stop it, Genty, get it. And I like that. I like the scenarios. I don't know if he helps you score. I don't know. I don't know if he helps you score a touchdown a game more or stop a touchdown game or more. Even if he's going to be on the field more on offense, I think you could make the case the packages they put in, when they put him in, to say it's a 2-minute drill type of deal, like at the most important parts of the game, is where they might feature him on defense. So his impact could be huge on the critical plays in a football game, even on defense, even though they might not be as numerous.
So you're asking what is more probable? He's going to stop touchdowns or get touchdowns? I think stop touchdowns more. You than do? Well, yeah, because I think he'll get his touchdowns, but you're going to have Brian Thomas Jr. But you're going to have Brenton Strange in the red zone. Hopefully he takes a step forward. Hopefully, the running game is a mirror image of what you had in Tampa Bay with Bucky Irving and Rashad White. So hopefully, you just can't key in on one guy on offense. There's going to be a plethora of touchdowns coming from different players. On defense, if Travis Hunter's in, I want to say, hey, you're going to take this guy man-to-man, the best receiver, they're probably going to try to go to him. Can you stop it from happening? So I think just importance is going to be on defense more than offense.
Hey, what do you think?
I just think it's easier to prevent a touchdown on defense, but statistically he's going to play obviously much more and impact statistically on offense.
Yeah, it's honestly where I go first, and I get what you guys are saying. You might be right. I think also as a corner, I think it's harder to point to him and necessarily say, okay, this is why they are not scoring. I think that's not easy to do. I think you can do that on offense, one, when the ball's in his hands, but even when it's not, with the attention that you're drawing, right? So, to me, it's not just about his 6 touchdowns. It's about him running a route that drags the safety with him as well, and then you throw underneath to whoever, or you draw, whatever it is, right? Like anything. There's a lot of different things that if you sat down with, Cohen, and maybe same thing if you sat down with Campanile, you're like, hey, because he did this on a play, it led us to this, right? And maybe on both sides of the ball. So I do think you can add the stats up with touchdowns. If he scores 8 touchdowns, I mean, that's 7 more points. What's that? 3.5 more points a game?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's 3.5 points a game. And so he's impacting, if you go from 18.8 to 22.3 or 22.3, what's your record if you scored 22.3 points a game? last year? Well, they had a bunch of one-score losses.
Yeah.
That might be 3 or 4 wins.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, here's the greatest answer on this, guys, which is the fun. I like the question. It can be both.
It can definitely be both.
I mean, it can be both.
Yeah.
That's the cool part of this. It doesn't have to be one or the other.
We talk a lot about, how this will impact Brian Thomas Jr., how they'll be able to focus less on him. Let's flip it to the other side of the football. I think one of the biggest winners from Travis Hunter being on the roster is Tyson Campbell. I mean, Tyson Campbell did not have, when he was out there last year, did not have anybody necessarily reliable on the other side of the field. So, I mean, that guy's going to get picked on a lot. And it just, from a corner's perspective, it didn't help Cisco. It didn't help, whoever was back there in the back end, whether it was Winger, whether in the last couple games of the season, he was barely out there in the front. But whether it was Antonio Johnson, I think everybody, especially a guy that can go up and press. And I know statistically, Travis Hunter was a better zone than man corner, if I got that right. But it's still a guy that with great size that's not afraid to go up and press somebody at the line of scrimmage. I think that's going to help everybody involved, including Tyson Campbell as an underrated winner from Hunter being on the roster.
How do you feel about that?
So you think since Hunter's on the roster, it's going to help Tyson Campbell out?
I think it'll help everybody, but I think it'll help Tyson.
Yeah,
I know they're on opposite sides of the field, but I think it's understated how much having a corner on the other side can help the guy on.
Yeah, but at the same time, I always felt like, for instance, take one of the best corners at the time, Richard Sherman, when they went to the Super Bowl. Well, Richard Sherman controlled one side of the field, where if you're lined up on one side of the field, Richard Sherman's got that. Well, Browner's on the other side. Nobody remembers Browner playing in the Super Bowl, but you don't have to, because when you have a go-to cornerback, it doesn't matter who the other guy is. It's going to elevate everybody around him. So, yeah, I guess I agree with you, but, I'm not saying Tyson Campbell, we shouldn't be having the conversation that Tyson Campbell needs help.
I'm not saying he needs it.
Okay.
I'm saying it's nice. I mean, it was a revolving door on the other side last year, and then even when Darius Williams was here, Darius Williams played well, but then when there were injuries there, it was Buster Brown.
I think that's a fascinating perception again about how we feel about a player. Two things. Mason Graham might have helped even more than Travis Hunter, you could argue. For Tyson Campbell.
Sure.
Because you get to the quarterback a little bit quicker, right? Yeah. Or somebody like that. So you can make the case. And I don't know which one wins, but everybody says rush and cover, right? Rush and cover.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's where I get to, and I know this probably isn't right, but I don't think this is this regime's fault. It might not even be really Tyson Campbell's fault. The Jags paid him $20 million a year. We have not seen enough evidence that he is that corner that you mentioned. We just haven't. And I like Tyson a lot. And I think he's got the skills to do it or they wouldn't have paid him. But he hadn't done it. He got paid early. We wondered about it when he got paid early. It's one thing to pay the quarterback early just from the whole dynamic of how much that is. A little bit different to pay Tyson Campbell as early as they did. If you had asked me even last year, hey, Brent, you want to play Tyson Campbell early right now or pay Trayvon Walker early next year? I would have probably said Trayvon Walker. Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like they're going to pay Trayvon Walker any day now. We'll see if they work towards something by the end of the calendar year. But I guess he's getting paid like a corner that should shut down that side of the field.
Sure.
I also don't know if that should be our expectation or this coaching staff's expectation that he's going to shut down that side of the field. Because have you seen enough evidence that he can do it? See, what Bulky did, Bulky said, we have seen the good. And when we see the good, we like the good and we're buying into the good.
Yeah.
And, okay, but have we seen enough good to hang our hat on it? Has he built enough equity to say, I got this side of the field? And is that a little bit of false hope to bank on that? A little bit of blind faith right now to bank on that? I don't think this staff is going to fall into that. I think they're going to be very realistic about the players that they have. Not the salary they're making, not the potential ceiling, but the reality of what it's been, I think, is what this regime has to go on right now. And that might differ from the way even we believe from the outside looking in.
No, without a doubt. But with Tyson Campbell, the thing with him is that we have seen a lot of good. Like he has shut down people before.
Shut down Justin Jefferson.
Now, yeah, yep. Now, I mean, yeah, he did, but also I feel like Sam Darnold shut Justin Jefferson down a little bit as well. But no, like Tyson Campbell for sure. Injuries have been a thing for Tyson Campbell.
Yeah.
Not being 100%, playing hurt has been a thing for Tyson Campbell. Yeah. But at the end of the day, and I get it, they didn't pay him the money, and James Gladstone and Liam Cohen, that wasn't their choice. But he still is getting paid, like, unless the market now has reshifted so much, but is he still a top 5 corner?
Gotta be, I think. I think he's at like $19.8 million a year or something. I mean, he's got to be close.
So if you're making that type of money, once again, what does that money says? The money says that you have to be a top 5 corner. Like, you just got to, man. Like, that's what you're like, whether they paid you or not, you're a top 5 corner. You got to play like it. So health is the most important thing, obviously. But I think this regime coming in with Campanelli's defense, I think they do like Tyson. I think Campanelli has watched more of the good than the bad of Tyson Campbell and said, I can work with this. We can make this happen, right? And yeah, having Travis Hunter on the opposite side every once in a while is only going to help him as well, maybe give him more confidence. But at the end of the day, you're getting paid like you're supposed to shut down the top wide receiver. So regardless of what's around you, you still got to do your job.
Yeah, I get it. I maybe this is a little bit semantics. It's just I mean, right now, Trevor should be playing as a top 5 quarterback, too, and I don't even know if we have that expectation on him. Right? Or a top 7 quarterback. I just don't think. I think, like, just because you got paid to perform like that doesn't mean,
We've been over this, though. There's a difference between paying a franchise quarterback and paying a cornerback.
I get it. I think all things can be true here. Campanelli can really say, hey, I can work with that. I like that. We got a good corner. Mm-hmm. But I think the Jags regime, like Balky, whether it was Peterson or Balky, whoever said, we got a great corner.
Right.
And I don't think this regime is sitting here saying, we got a great anything right now. They won 4 games. I mean, maybe we got a great draft pick, right? And we got a great receiver. They're very high on Brian Thomas Jr. We know that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure where else they are on player by player. And I think that's just what's fascinating about this. I don't know where it hit me, but I think it hit me in the whole Cohen. Really, the comment he had about Brian Thomas Jr. really resonated with me on like the Friday of the draft or after they picked Hunter or something, because he had seen him on the field in person.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, he was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Like, he had seen him on tape. He had seen him in his introductory news conference. Hey, our offense is going to run through Brian Thomas Jr. And then he saw him on the field, like, and this is in like shorts.
Sure.
And he's like, whoa. Like, legitimately, go back and listen to that soundbite.
I got you.
That is like an eye-popping or ear-popping to me soundbite to say, okay, that's validation.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
It's another layer for the defense, right? For them to have to defend against or not maybe be able to double team one side of the field or lean a safety which way. Man, BT working with him over the last few days was really impressive. Really impressive. Yeah, freak. So that was exciting, and to be able to have this opportunity now to, continue to add to that room, because that room this week I thought did a great job. All the guys, De'Ami Parker, all those guys that were out there competing did a great job, and this just only adds to the competitiveness in that room, as well as to the team, because it's going to be multiple positions here. So.
I can tell you after that, sometime on the weekend, I asked Cohen real briefly when I saw him about that. I was like, I was really taken aback by your comment. Like, I was just like, that's pretty cool. Like, see, it's valid. You said it here at the presser, you said it there, and I got one of these kind of things. He was like, it was like that. It wasn't words. It was just like a look, like, you know what that looked like? Whoa. Okay, I like that. Now,
I meant what I said.
That was like that's where it was. Like, that's why it's loud to me. Like, that is a comment that is loud to me, and that's what I'm kind of getting at, right? Like, it's just, if you go through the roster, who are they saying that we feel is good? Where do they feel on it? Like if we're on like a temperature check, like a hot, medium, cold type thing or whatever it is. I don't know the best way to do this. It's like, okay, where are they on Trevor? Like, okay, well, here's where I think they are on Trevor. I think they're like good, lot to work with, love him. How do we get him up here? Has the potential to be up here. How do we tap into that? Okay, we got to run the ball. 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 We got to go get Travis Hunter. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's pretty obvious, I think. But they're definitely not. I don't think after all the tape and everything else, Austin, they're like this. They're making those kind of faces on Trevor yet. Mm-hmm. I think they're a little bit like cautiously optimistic that they can take a talent and get the best out of him, which, by the way, has really been the MO of Liam Cohen over his coaching career. Whether that talent was at Brown University, was at Rhode Island, was at Maine, or was at Tampa, or Kentucky with Will Levis, or Tampa with Baker Mayfield. Mm-hmm. That's really where he's made his name, is getting that guy to elevate to where he should be. So that's the greatest of things, is that if he can tap into the ultra-talented Trevor Lawrence and get him to play at a high level like he's done in the past, oh, yeah, now we're doing well here. You can even say this about ETN, right? Like, or a Bigsby. How does he feel about the backs? How do they feel about the backs? Very high on the backs coming into the news conference back a couple months ago. What about now that they've seen him on the field, been around him? Well, they were about to take Genty.
Right.
You know? So they feel like there's ways to elevate. How do they feel about the offensive line? Okay, we could go through the whole team, but
they probably say this word right here, serviceable.
Yeah, I don't know. Serviceable feels like that was Gus Bradley's solid, man. When Gus Bradley would say solid, it's like he doesn't really like him.
Yeah.
You know, like that's Gus. Gus doesn't say anything negative. So that was like Gus. Serviceable is not, like, we're talking about maybe some players are part of the 53 that you're like, hey, man, you're not going to have 53 elite players. Get it. But I think the players we're talking about, Hamby, if you're saying serviceable on some of the guys that we're like, that have been really invested in, from Tyson to even a Devin Lloyd to a Foye Tyson, but like, and I guess that's really more about this conversation. If you're saying serviceable to Anton Harrison, well, that means you're trying. That's not good. No, that's not good. So I think if you're saying serviceable to Ventrell Miller, okay, like that's fine. Helps out special teams, depth play. You get that. So I don't know the answers to all this. I just think we have to kind of at least acknowledge that we might really like the SPO tracker might really say Tyson Campbell's a top 5 guy. Brent might really believe in Tyson Campbell as a top 5-10 corner. Doesn't mean they do. Doesn't mean they do, and they can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. You're stuck right now with that.
Yeah, you're stuck with it, but also, like, are we really expecting Liam Cohen to break down this defense and tell us who's going to be the guys and who's not going to be the guys?
No,
like, this is well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, let's see what happens with training camp. Let's let Campanelli get in front of the microphone a little bit, because, I mean, we've seen a lot of Liam Cohen. We've seen a lot of James Gladstone. How much Campanelli have we seen?
Yeah, not fair. That's fair. You know? Yeah, we'll get more evidence.
Yeah.
We'll get more evidence. Yeah. Glenn says Walker, Allen, Campbell, all under the microscope. I would say so. You're under the microscope if you're a heavily invested player.
This whole team, okay, to be fair, this old team from the old regime is all under a microscope.
Yeah. I still think, like, Josh Hines Allen's really interesting here. Like, how do they view him? I've told you this before. I think there was a time where this old regime that eventually paid him, didn't pay him as early as Brent would have paid him, didn't believe that he could get to that 17.5 sack kind of year. Now you wonder if this isn't their regime. How do they look at him from an outside as a player? Very good player. There's no doubt. There's nobody in that building that doesn't believe he's a very good player. I'm asking, do they believe he's an elite player? And how they can accentuate that. I don't know that answer. I think he's got capability to still be an elite player. And we'll find out if he does. I am not under a microscope, Delphonic. By the way, Delphonic did say earlier he asked AI if Liam Cohen was going to be nicer than Doug was to Brent, and it said 100% yes.
Nice. What is this, a magic 8-ball?
Yeah, that kind of feels like that. So is AI a little bit like the 8-ball?
Maybe. But it will impact the show.
Delphonic.
Yet.
They'll fine.
I don't know about that.
No more Venmos.
I don't know about that,
I mean,
man.
the guy's from Rhode Island, man.
Yeah,
I mean, we pay up in
Venmos.
lobster.
There's Venmos there again.
Stuffies.
What's going on?
Hey, let's do this. We got to take a time out. We're getting closer and closer to the 100 men draft.
It's like we've just been biding our time.
I mean, can we stop? Can we just do what people came to hear?
I'm having fun.
Let's do this draft.
I've had a lot of fun today before the draft.
Man.
I still got to figure out the rest of my team.
Sorry, Liv. You might not be on it.
Oh, Liv's coming in for Liv's list, too. I forgot.
Oh, nice. We'll see you. Hey, TBD, Liv.
Liv, you're definitely not on the draft pick list.
TBD. Actually, I mean, honestly, Liv, I'm not going to lie. I considered you.
Oh, really?
I did not.
I considered you. Yeah, man, because once again, it's not all about the physicality.
I get it.
This is why I sit on this side of the table.
I did not.
Team Austen.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Kittle.
Good luck. Hey, George Kittle locked in. That's an interesting deal with Kittle. Like, didn't he responded on Twitter to Diana Rossini, like, your sources are wrong about something? I forget the whole back and forth. But then he eventually signed a big deal. And, hey, one other note. We are going to have Mike Silver from The Athletic on tomorrow on the show. Mike was in the draft room, has written some articles about the whole weekend with the Jags. So he's going to join us tomorrow on the show. Get to ask him a little bit about what he saw in there and the vibe in there and everything else. And, he's followed the Jags for a long time from a distance. He's a national guy. We'll have Mike on the show.
Can we ask him for a free subscription to The Athletic so I don't have to pay for it? And I can actually read his articles?
As he said to somebody, I think I saw him respond to somebody. He's like, I can't get in there. He's like, remember when you used to get the newspaper without putting the 25 cents in? Mm-hmm. He's like, you'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. That was a good response.
I like it.
We'll be right back.
Are you about to graduate high school and haven't decided on what you want to do when you get done? Well, one option is to apply to become a student in the Electrical Training Alliance of Jacksonville. Their program offers structured classroom and online training, along with on-the-job training so that you can earn while you learn. Still not convinced? The folks at ETA Jacks are a tuition-free 4-year apprenticeship program. There is no tuition and no student debt. Just pay for your books and your fees. That's it. Now, speaking of pay, students, they start off making $40,000 per year, including benefits. And they graduate, get this, making over $80,000 per year, including those sought-after benefits. Now, that sounds pretty good to me. And if that sounds good to you, it should check off a lot of boxes. So head on over to etajacks.org and apply by May 15th. Again, the website right here, etajacks.org. Don't wait, apply today.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers. And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater, plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between. Juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
I'm ready to show my hand, ready to take a stand, wait on a sign above, and I am ready, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game, 'cause I just live for the game.
Action Sports Jacks is the biggest brand in Jacksonville, and we're excited to add another partnership for this team's biggest season yet. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is now the official streaming network of the Jacksonville Sharks for their 15th season.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
We get to look at this camera over there.
We gotta turn around.
Yeah, haven't done that in a while.
Hey, everybody.
Liv's List coming up, presented by Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Brent Martineau along with Austen Lane, Jason Hamby. Casey Kurtz joins us for our 100-man draft, which somehow includes us. Like, I get it how it includes you.
Well,
don't really know why it includes me.
Well, because
I don't know my role.
You got to get skin in the game.
Yeah, this whole thing started because
I was going to get my skin in the game.
The original plan is that when me and Hamby first started talking about this and it came to its infancy, we were going to use us three and then our contacts in our phone to try to kill this gorilla.
That would never work.
It's
unrealistic.
I'm out.
Probably not. Yeah.
I think I only have 100 contacts on my phone.
That's not true.
Come on, Liv.
I'll check.
You're Mrs. Popular.
I'll check.
100 contacts. That's all you have in your phone.
I like to delete.
I still got some grade school teachers
Like
in mind.
if you don't make the cut.
I've had the same number since 6th grade, Brent.
Oh,
196.
Don't look at me like that.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Oh no! I'm just saying, like I've had.
Hey,
I have 419 contacts in mine.
I got 678.
Dang, Hamby.
Oh my gosh. I have 196.
I have 3,184.
Seriously?
Yep, that was
Brent,
free.
That's not healthy.
That was
Now
free.
there are
That's not
some.
healthy. That's
there are
no way
some
to
that are
live.
probably duplicates.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
3,000 people, Brent. How many people are taking you to the airport if you call them up right now?
How many would?
Yeah, take you to the airport.
Jeez,
Out of 3,000
out
people.
of 3,000.
Even
4.
Brent's kids are like, I'm big. I got a final. I got to do.
I got a game.
I got this thing.
Honestly,
Call an Uber.
there are so many people on here that I'm like, who is this?
I
There you
just
go.
scrolled through mine. I'm like, I have no idea.
3,000?
I bet. Seriously, that would take me to the airport. I would like to think there would probably be a few hundred in there.
Okay, I see.
I think.
Okay.
I see.
I'm also really bad at saving people's
Well,
numbers.
I'm getting really bad at this on my text. Like I get so many numbers that are just like, what
Yeah,
number
that whole
is
page
this?
is
Because I don't
just
delete
numbers.
after a text.
Yeah,
I keep
yeah.
them. And so I've got like a 718 number. I'm like, who was this?
Yeah.
Hope the conversation reminds me who it was.
Or like
So
they
I've got a lot of
started
that.
it with like, hey, it's so and so, and I'm like, okay, now I'll save your
Thankfully,
number.
yeah, you got to go all the way back.
Yeah,
and
you have to
the
go
top.
back.
Yeah, I
It's
do
the
that.
worst when you've had a conversation or two with somebody and then you don't remember.
I know.
I'm so lazy.
It's the worst.
But I will say I'm like a little bit less like it used to be like, oh man, I don't want to ask. This feels kind of disrespectful to ask who this is.
Sure.
And I don't feel like that anymore as much. I think people get it, like because we're not alone. Like I'm not alone.
Oh,
People
I just
do this.
you just gotta lie, Brent, and say, hey man, sorry, I got a new cell phone. Didn't transfer.
You could do
didn't
that.
transfer my contacts.
But I
over.
don't even try to do that anymore because I don't feel bad. I'm just like, yeah, remind me who this is again.
Yeah, I got you.
If you don't mind.
I have 3,000
I never
contacts.
put your number in my phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I have 3,000 contacts.
3,000 contacts. All right.
That's
Is this James Gladstone?
Forgot to save your number.
Oh man.
I would do that. But no, like so there are a couple. I will tell you, like there are a couple of times that this has happened to me where, and then I learned something. I remember this has specifically happened with Jamal Agnew.
Okay.
So we had Agnew on Jags Report Live, and so Agnew would, you know, when he first started, I think he ended up being on like a handful of shows. But when it first started, he texted me. Because whoever I had set it up with, they said text Brent when you arrive so he can tell you where to go and everything like that. And we usually would have like a parking spot coned off. And so he did. He's like, hey, I'm on my way, or I'm pulling in, or something like that. And I remember like shortly after that show, I was like, oh, I got to make sure I save Jamal's number in case the next time he comes on the show.
Sure.
And I couldn't find it.
Uh-oh. It was a disappearing text.
It was, well, and then I learned like you can do that. Like you can actually like.
Wait,
there's
I totally
something-
made that up. I didn't know that was a thing.
No, I'm pretty sure you can like pull back your number if somebody doesn't save it quick enough or whatever else. I think now somebody can keep me honest on this, but I'm pretty sure after that. And I remember asking, I'm like, where would that number have gone?
So he just So he somehow deleted it out of your phone.
I don't think it was just Brent.
Okay.
Like it was just a Brent thing. I think you can do that to your number, where if you share it with somebody, you can also pull it back. That's what I was told.
Oh, I would love to do that.
That's what I was told. Now, somebody correct me if on that or whatever. Check the chat out, Hamby. But I'm pretty sure you can do that. And then there's been a couple other ones like that where it's just like, all right, I got X number because they called into the show.
Yeah.
And again, like I don't bother these folks anyway. You know.
Yeah.
Like I know you could, but don't bother them. And it's just I remember another time I was like, man, I should have their number. Where did their number go?
Yeah.
Wild.
So correct me on it if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure some guys can do that. You can
Austin's
actually
Googling
like pull back the number.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm googling something else for the draft.
You're
actually.
Jamal Agnew.
No, I'm just making sure that
Agnew's not on my draft list.
I'm just making sure I've done my due diligence. You know. But I'm the wrong person to ask when it comes to cell phones and technology.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But all right, Liv's list. What do we got?
That's pretty cool. What should we start with? What do you got, Hammy? Do you have my cruise story ready to go, locked and loaded?
Oh, you got like video to go along with this stuff.
I'm already stressed if it's going to involve a cruise.
Why?
You don't like
I don't like cruises.
Well, this is going to stress you out.
Oh, good.
Good.
Gonna rearm the fact that I don't want to go on a
It's
cruise.
either gonna stress you out
You're
or hype
excited
you up.
about fighting the gorilla, but not going on a cruise.
Oh no, cruise is
different.
Forget that.
Well,
we are
this
different.
is if Austin, there's a cruise brawl.
I saw this.
Do you see this, Austin?
This should have been play-by-play.
No.
You want to play-by-play it, Austin?
This is on the ship. Or this is like the loading part to get
It's
on the
actually
ship.
like I read it was in the loading area.
It's- yeah.
Which I was surprised this many people would have been.
Dang.
Maybe
in-
grabbing their luggage after the thing. I
Or
think
someone
it was.
took their luggage. You're like, that's my luggage.
Somebody's getting
going for a
hammered right
closer
there.
look here.
Hammed.
And by the way, only one person arrested.
Security.
Right?
It was, so 24.
I don't blame them.
I don't either.
I mean, if you're on
Security's
cruise,
just like-
listen, if you're on cruise security, like, you're
Yeah,
not supposed to
man.
have to deal with
Not
this.
supposed to
This is
deal,
what
no.
I signed up
Come
for.
on, can we just get these people a couple Mai Tais and get them on the ship?
This is clearly before they were on the cruise because no one is relaxed.
Imagine
At
having
all.
your vacation ruined.
Oh,
Security
my
not
God.
doing a good job.
Or this is great because 24 people were told are now banned from the cruise line.
Yeah.
So the cruise just got a little less crowded.
They're on,
that's cool.
They have a a do not sail list.
Yeah, like a do not sail.
Do not sail with.
Yeah,
And
not
they're on it.
allowed. Yep, 24.
But only one
Wow.
arrested in this.
Yeah, that's wild. It's in Galveston, Texas. That guy's look.
Well,
this
hopefully
man's-
Lisa the
there's a
Bordernice
security
is
guard
watching.
right
She's gonna
there.
ban him
Yeah,
too.
security guard's not doing
Well,
much.
what's one security guard going to do here? This is like.
Oh, I would have walked away. I'm like, yeah.
I
it's
mean, what are you
beyond
supposed
me.
to do?
Poor dude's got a flashlight.
I
and
wonder
pepper
what
spray.
protocol is for. Yeah, maybe pepper spray or something like that.
Yeah, but then like, see, think about pepper spray. You spray that, you can get yourself, you can get people like the innocent bystanders.
Well, and you antagonize even more.
Yeah.
You just let these guys get all tired. That's what I would do. Just
The
let them fight it out.
security guys
and
just
get
like,
tired.
man.
That's what the gorilla.
Oh man, I watched Bad
Who is
Boys
making the
2.
gorilla
I
on
wanted
here?
to be a cop, and all of a sudden, like, yeah, I'm stuck doing security.
And here we are.
Do we know what caused the fight? No.
I didn't look that. I don't think actual. This is
Someone
from,
probably
like,
cut in line or
yesterday.
something?
Yeah, something stupid.
I've
probably.
been there. I traded
all right.
Joe's was right up.
So I asked Austin this in the break if he ever did a senior prank.
Mhm.
His was a little grotesque.
I have. I've done a couple.
Mine was
heard
a
'em before.
little bit more normal. I feel like maybe.
Be kind, but
Yes.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm not dragging dead deer to people's houses.
Hey, statute of limitations.
That's up.
Listen, that's Green Bay. So in Florida, we had just got a brand new campus.
Okay.
And so construction cranes and stuff were still around campus as they were tearing down our old campus. And we actually asked the construction crew, I was like, hey, can you hide our AD's golf cart? This guy and his golf cart is like Brent and coffee. Like, you do not touch his golf cart. And
Okay.
so we asked the guys, like, we're going to hook up the golf cart and put it on the roof of the school. And so if you specifically, like, if you walked back and like looked at our school, you could see like the top of the golf cart. I was like, we want him to like if he sees it on his own, like, oh my gosh, like there's my golf cart.
Yeah.
Like, or is that really my golf cart?
Yep.
But he went the whole day, and finally we're like, it's our last day of school. We're going to tell you, like, at the end of the day. And we had like a whole meeting in like the courtyard, like, dude, I know you've been looking for your golf cart. You're going to have to ask the crane people to help you down. And he was like, I'm sorry, like, what?
Yeah,
and we like
yeah.
all walked back and we're like, it's up there. And so
Did you think it was funny or was he pissed?
Oh, he's a good sport. He thought
Oh,
it was
that's cool.
actually
That's cool.
hilarious, but he's like,
You're all expelled.
Yeah.
Hey, funny. Yeah, you guys are good.
yeah.
You guys are done.
He's like, I've never gotten so many steps in my life, like working at this school. So that was our senior prank.
Nice.
Paxton did something wholesome as well. It was a softball team. They told all like the underclassmen to wear their full gear to class, to school for the whole day. And all the seniors like caught them like in their gear and around school and stuff. So.
There you go. That's cool.
Wholesome content.
That's fun, man. That's fun stuff.
It's
John
fun
Osmond
stuff.
says my senior prank was building a wall in the middle of the main hallway so nobody was able to get into school.
That's amazing.
Wait, what was the wall made out of?
I mean, I'm assuming.
What do you make a wall out of? Like filing cabinets and stuff?
See, we were too country. Like I remember,
Yeah.
like one year I wasn't around for, but there was like pigs in the hallway. Like pigs.
Yeah. I don't remember senior prank. I don't think we did it, or I wasn't a part of it, or I don't remember it. I'm not sure. But I don't remember anything like you guys are sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Well,
good time.
dude, I mean, when you're a senior and like it's like the last 2
last
weeks,
day,
hey,
yeah.
it's like, what are you
I
gonna
get
do?
it.
Nothing. What are you gonna do
Senior
to me?
pranks now have to be like, you gotta be really
Approved.
careful.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Most of the time they have to be approved, so it's like,
Yeah.
Did you do a senior prank, Hamby?
I mean, I don't think it qualifies. We just
What?
kind of TP'd the halls and
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you get
balloons.
expelled for chewing gum at Providence.
Balloons. Way to stick it to the man with some balloons.
I didn't participate. I just showed up late.
Way to stick it to
I
the
just showed
establishment.
up
Here's
late.
some balloons. Sorry for the inconvenience.
I love that. So wholesome.
Did you at least put helium in them?
I thought Paxton was wholesome.
I at least did I did the senior rap, so
What's the senior rap?
every year the seniors did a rap, and I was a part of the production.
Wow, I bet that was good.
Gonna need to see the video of that, Hamby.
Yeah, where's that video? Is it on YouTube?
I have no
Let's
idea.
go ahead and break that down.
Put that on Spotify.
John
Go
says
break
the
that
wall
down.
was made out of plywood.
Oh, like
Nice.
he actually
That's
built the
pretty well-
wall.
That'll get the
Pretty
job
quick
done.
and easy, right?
That'll get the
Yeah,
job
you can do
done.
it.
Wow. Impressive.
Good work.
All right. That's funny.
What else you got, Liv's list?
All right, Kentucky Derby's this weekend.
Oh, yes, it is. We're going to be at Best Bet Jacksonville
no
tomorrow,
idea.
by the way. And we'll have a lot of, well, I don't know about a lot of, but a little more Derby talk.
Yeah. I remember last year you got us tickets. So here's the horses. Some of them at least.
Okay.
What do we think of the
I can get tickets tomorrow again.
I haven't seen any of these yet. Okay, let's see what we got here.
I actually haven't done much either. How about this, though? I want to go to the Derby.
Okay, yeah.
And we almost, Steph saw somebody, a friend, like way back in high school or something, that had tickets to the Derby. I mean, but they had like really bought like really nice tickets or something, or somehow got it, and they couldn't go, so they were selling them. So you could definitely get them on like a deal.
Yeah.
Now a deal was still
pretty expensive.
It's going to cost you to go to the Derby most likely anyway, but like a little bit above what we were like thinking. But we almost were like, hey, let's go. Let's go. Almost, because I want to do it. Like in next few years, I really want to go to the Derby. I almost went a couple years ago I think I almost took Steph for maybe like 20th anniversary or something.
If we have a local, do we cover the Derby?
Not really. And like honestly, that's changed a lot. Like whatever you call local, you're not going to have somebody out of Clay be on the Derby.
Yeah.
But Ocala, right down the road, obviously you've got a lot of Derby horses over the years, but it's really shifted to Kentucky where you find the Derby horses.
Yeah.
You find less Derby horses now in Ocala. I think, from my understanding, now more like stud horses are in Ocala rather than
Interesting.
Hamby, can you put up the names again, please? Brent, definitely pick a different year because there's crappy names this year.
Journalism.
Publisher.
Tistastic is fun.
Tistastic.
Rodriguez.
Sandman, play a little music.
I mean, I like Final Gambit. It's going. Can't even pronounce the second one, so change it.
Flying Mohawk.
Neokos. Hamby, put your IQ to the test here. What do we got?
It's
Neoecos.
Neoecos.
I don't think so.
I
don't think you got that one right.
Well, so
Admire
speaking
Daytona.
of local, Admire Daytona, we got to look into that one. Now, the chance it could be like a NASCAR owner that maybe has. The horse.
Now we're talking. Hey, what's going on with Flying Mohawk?
Yeah, what is that other stuff in there?
Is that emoji or something?
Is that like a footnote?
Oh, maybe.
There's a footnote to it wherever you found it.
Read it. Yeah.
Oh, maybe an emoji.
But why does he have an emoji?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe he wanted to make it fun. Maybe it's a horse with a
Here's
mohawk.
what we should do tomorrow: is we should guess the story behind the name.
Love it, Casey. Hope you're listening. Yep.
Or Friday, or whatever.
Yep.
So
Ivan Rodriguez is now a horse owner. We know that one.
Punch. They would have called him Punch.
That's a good point too as well. Gene Frenette's in the mix. You know, with journalism,
journalism or retirement.
Yeah, one of those two. Happy trails,
Happy
dude.
retirement, Gene Frenet. That was what we were going to say. We'll get Gene on at some point down the road.
What a guy.
Pop those collars,
44
baby.
years, man.
Crazy.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I like it, Liv.
Thanks.
Thanks
And you
for the
guys
Derby
talked
horses.
about the Falcons' punishment on coach and son.
Yeah, 250,000 and 100,000, which I mean, just it's peanuts.
I hope he takes it out of his savings
Trust fund?
Trust fund.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, remember that one time you were an idiot, 21-year-old kid?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, like you could. It's probably a little bit more in there anyway. But
trust fund just got cheaper. I'm sure he'll get it all back. But
Take away his internet privileges for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Treat him like a child.
I'm taking your Bentley.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right, Liv, if you had one draft pick
For
to
the
fight
gorilla?
the gorilla,
Do I just go typical, give me The Rock or someone like that? I need some strength and some crazy guy.
Problem with the wrestlers is I'm not sure they're more entertainer actors or real tough.
Yeah, what is the Rock? He's going to cut a promo on the gorilla? And then what?
I feel like you put Rock up front as the intimidator, and then you have everyone
now you're
swarm
game
around.
Okay, that's a little more of a game plan.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
All right,
I got cut from Austin's list.
Liv almost made the list, but then I asked because here's my theory, and we'll get into it later. But I need someone to sneak up on the gorilla's neck, and she's a cheerleader, right? So you can throw her
Toss
up
me
there.
up there.
And then I saw her reaction when she's like, "Well, is it a nice gorilla?" I'm like, "Nope, she's out.
She's out.
She's
She doesn't
out."
have the mental fortitude
just like
for
that.
it.
Shadir Sanders falling.
First
Sorry,
of all-
We need people that are physically and mentally tough.
Sorry.
First of all, you
couldn't
were
do
like, we need to throw you up there to gouge his eyes out.
Well, Liv, don't give it away.
Left that
part
part
of it.
out.
Yeah, that's part of it.
But then I said,
I don't
if
think
he's
you
attacking,
have that in you.
if he's attacking Aspen, I said I would go gorilla on the gorilla.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to waste another draft pick on Aspen then, okay? It's too many
No,
variables.
she's the distraction. She's
Okay,
like the deer
I
in the
got
woods.
you. Well, I do have a couple of those. Yep.
All right,
Do they have to
Casey.
be humans?
Yeah, do they have to be?
I think we established humans.
You
Yeah,
gotta be humans.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. That would have changed some things.
A grizzly bear, Brent? Yeah, no kidding. Would have changed a lot.
All right. We'll take a time out, and guess what? What you've all been waiting for, or at least what Austin's been
That
waiting
guy.
for.
Just me.
The draft. The 100-person draft. We've already got 4 people. Hamby, That's going to do a lot.
Off to a good start.
Brent, that's going to do a lot. Now we have 98 people fighting a gorilla. Casey, I don't know. Austen, I mean, maybe got something.
I can be in the front.
You got something for
I can be in the front, though. I'll put it up.
We'll be back here on the show.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC, we are professional grade.
The schedules are out for another summer of soccer here in Jacksonville with the Armada men's and women's under-23 squads, starting with the ladies and the home opener on May 24th. 2 weeks later, they're back in Northeast Florida for a June 7th matchup. The season wraps up with a pair of Friday night home matches June 20th and the 27th. As for the boys in blue, they debut against a couple league newcomers on May 9th and 17th respectively, with more home dates on May 31st, June 14th, and June 21st. All those matches are at Edward Waters University, and you can watch them live on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Those teams are a big focus on Fleet and Footy, covering the big soccer stories each week on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants.
We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter.
Right now, you can get a free Kinetico reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Kinetico water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Kinetico dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When it comes to trucks, I know exactly what I want. And at Bozard Ford, they make it easy to get exactly that. Let's go make this truck a little more my style. With Bozard Built, I can create my perfect truck right here. Lift kit? Check. Premium wheels? You bet. Advanced lighting package? Oh yeah. The Bozard team works their magic. From bumper to tailgate, I'm making this truck mine. It's everything that I wanted and more. From the field to the gym, to weekend adventures. This truck's built for my journey. Bozard built. Customized for your lifestyle, built to exceed your expectations. Check out the inventory and available options at bozardbuilt.com. Unleash your dream ride. Customized, covered, and Bozard approved.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Here we go.
There we are.
Is this supposed to be us?
That's us fighting the gorilla.
Okay.
That could be me at the lower left.
That is you, lower left.
That is me.
That's you. And that's Hamby on the left, kind of. And that's me.
This is good.
Casey looks like Andrew Santino or whatever that guy. Look at the comedian.
I can't explain to you how.
By the way, you've never looked better, Casey.
Casey looks good, man.
I can't explain to you how long it took for me and ChatGPT were going through it here when I was trying to. But yeah, this is us fighting the gorilla. Nice job stretching it out, Hamby, because it was small originally. And so let me take you through what happened. So the first time I did this,
Brent is 5 feet tall, by the way. He appears. I don't know.
I said I gave.
I don't know if I like this version of me.
I gave ChatGPT all pictures of us, and I said, "Can you make me and my friends fighting the gorilla?"
That's insane.
So the first time it did it, Austin was white.
Okay, well, yeah.
With no tattoos.
With no tattoos.
Sounds about right.
And the gorilla had a knife for some reason.
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So then I sent it a different picture of Austin, and I was like, can you make Austin on the far right look like this?
Yes.
And it was like, no problem. And then it gave it to me
Say no more.
in like a cartoon if we were on Nickelodeon, but then you didn't have any hair. You were bald.
Oh,
You were
man.
bald,
I'm
Austin.
sorry for being so high maintenance on AI, Casey.
And then
My bad.
at one point, Hamby ended up being like a Hispanic dude, like just full on. So then I was like, all right, we got to start over. I gave all new pictures. I said, please don't give the gorilla any weapons. It's already going to get us. Then it gave me this one, and I was like, we're close. Can I get it 16:9? And ChatGPT said straight up no. So, but there we are. I mean,
have you guys watched?
This is amazing.
This looks, by the way, awesome. This is a great. This is some of your best work ever.
This is a movie.
Ever.
Hey, this is a blockbuster coming out this summer.
Brent, when I first put this up, did you know that this was us?
It does. I wasn't registering with.
Who else could it have been?
And then well, I'm getting blocked off by. I couldn't see Austin.
My bad.
No, you're okay. And Hamby, I would have never figured that out. And then I'm like, wait, that looks like me.
No, dude, that's the exact reaction Brent got from leaving the press conferences last year coming to the Jaguars. Like, I just asked him a simple question. Why you gotta be like that?
Yeah. The greatest thing here is, and I know you guys haven't seen this, but I watched like that 1923 show.
Okay.
The whole Yellowstone
spinoff.
thing.
Yeah,
and
Yellowstone
if you could find, and Hamby, maybe you should look, but the guy in it, that's like the son, he looks just like you in that picture.
Oh, really?
I think it's a really good one. It looks like just like you. He's like the main character.
I thought it was pretty good.
In it. Well, there's a lot of main characters.
Sklenar.
Is that his name? I wouldn't have any idea of his name. Hey, look, by the way, if you could see this, I'm like Googling gorillas weaknesses.
I like it.
That's us fighting the gorilla, guys.
All right.
That was beautifully done.
That was well
Casey.
done. By the way, I want that's going to stay up there. That's going to pop up in the middle of this conversation many more times. All right, so here we go. I got the assignment last night.
Yeah.
This
is my favorite.
Lost a couple of softball games, so I wasn't really in the mood.
Sorry, Brent. Yeah, sorry to make you
well, you
extra
could have picked
homework.
the coach for the other team and just use him as sacrifice. You hate him so
Yep.
much. Get out there.
That was one of my ideas.
You're
was
first.
Sacrifices.
You gotta have
people
first.
that I don't like. Yep.
That's a good call. I didn't think that way.
Yep.
I guess I'm too nice.
Guy
already
who
for
stole
the
my
gorilla.
bike. Oh, sorry, man. Or my bike tire.
Never found the bike tire.
Never found the bike tire.
Which is really this. Well, actually, did find the bike tire.
Yeah.
But never got it back.
Never
I forgot
addressed
about that
it.
story.
Look at us going 4 wide here at Bristol.
Yeah, that's very good.
I like this.
Nice.
All right. Where are we going? You're the most excited about this.
All right, you want me to
thing.
go first?
I feel like you should go first. Usually when we do these
Do you want
things,
me to
my
set the
teams
tempo?
are the worst.
Okay.
So maybe we should build. But now let's go. Let's start off
Who
strong.
thinks they have the worst team?
I feel like I have a star-studded.
Okay.
I actually
see,
like my team, but the way this usually goes is you guys aren't going to like my team. But
that's fair.
It's gonna be some of the sports anchor greats.
You did wear a suit to fight the gorillas, so like you're already in a bad
But I don't want to go first. Let's get Hamby. Hamby likes.
How about we just go in order of like where we're slotted? So Hamby goes first. I'll go second. Casey, then Brent.
All right.
You like
That's a lot of pressure on you, dog.
That's a lot of pressure.
All right.
That means I can change on the fly.
Brent's gonna change this whole thing around.
You could change your people.
All right, Hamby.
So I have
24. That's
I
my
have
biggest
24 picks. I slotted myself in the last group. So I made it in groups of 5.
I like
it.
Okay. My first group was the goats of the goats, and that's starting off with Chuck Norris.
Okay.
Chuck Norris is going to lead the charge along with Jackie Chan, John Wick, Joe Rogan, and David Goggins.
Okay.
That's my first 5.
Size isn't okay. So we didn't go for size here.
Don't worry.
We didn't go for the Trent bulky traits. Now we're going for more of just
straight killers.
Straight killers.
Okay, and then we're following it up with wrestlers.
Okay.
So we got the Big Show.
That's not a bad choice.
That's a good choice.
Braun Strowman.
That's a good choice.
That's a great choice.
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry's a sleepy choice. That's good.
Yep.
And I figured I want to go a little in the opposite direction. I need a little speed and agility.
It's a good call.
That's a great call.
Rey Mysterio.
I like that.
We might need a 619 to the lower extremities.
Yep. That's sneaky. That might be our eyeball guy.
Yep.
I feel like he could get up there.
That could be an eyeball guy.
I'm proud of this pick because the monkey might not know what to do. Hornswoggle.
Okay.
Who
so
Brent is a little person from WWE.
Okay.
He's a little person.
Because Brent had no idea who that was.
So real quick on Hornswoggle, I think that's a big brain move because
that is a Mike Leach type move.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Right. Awesome. That's where I pulled that.
I spent 20 minutes yesterday, and I'm not proud of this. I spent 20 minutes yesterday Googling who the little person wrestling champion was currently. And I ended up on this website called Micro Wrestling. They travel the world.
Yeah.
But they just don't have
Jacksonville.
they don't have a champion right now.
Oh.
So I was like, how do you not have a champion? So I was in the same boat as you. We could probably potentially use a little person wrestler.
Okay.
So Hornswoggle's a great call.
Okay.
All right. And then I wanted to go with real wrestlers.
Okay.
So I went with George St. Pierre.
Okay.
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
John Jones.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Tyson Fury.
Okay. So me and Hamby have some of the same. I like it.
And then Balls was hot. Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis
is a great one.
Also, I feel like if a person is on multiple lists, they automatically get assigned like a higher position.
Okay.
Done. I like that.
They're like
All right.
captains.
Now I want to do a couple ball players.
Okay.
Like baseball players?
Well,
I hate
so
this.
I
All right,
started
okay.
with Jose Ramirez. Down goes Anderson. One of the only 2 punches that's connected in MLB history.
Okay. That was actually a gnarly punch, right?
And the other punch was Rougned Odor.
Yep.
Small in stature, but
he is small.
He can throw hands. And then I'm going to go Troy Polamalu. I need somebody to jump over an offensive line or figure out a way to get this guy on the ground, shoestring tackle.
Okay, my draft team didn't do a good job because I forgot about Troy Polamalu.
So I'm going Troy
That's a good
Polamalu.
one.
Okay.
I'm going Trent Williams, who's the only one who will pick a fight with you, regardless if you have a helmet or not.
Go ahead and bump him up right now because do you have Trent Williams as well?
I don't.
They call him Silverback for a reason.
Listen.
And then now
He's up there.
and then here's my sleeper pick. If I got to get nasty and I gotta fight for life, go ahead and give me Aziz Al-Shaair.
So Hamby.
Yep.
So that's 20.
I'm not okay. I got 20 so far.
That's a good squad.
I'm not mad at the squad. Here's my issue with the squad though. It's actually his first. It's his first group. His like nostalgia picks. Chuck Norris is what 75 years old. I haven't like. Imagine team morale if Chuck Norris leads the charge and then gets knocked out and killed within like 10 seconds because he's too old.
You may have some
that's
going to
bring down the whole morale.
I actually totally did that too on mine just to let you know. I was like, I had to eliminate like the people that wouldn't fight him today.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I get the take, but I was just like, yeah, same thing. Like,
I'm
Chuck's
going
a little
primes.
too old, right? You're going in there primes.
We're going
That's fair
prime.
enough.
We get
That's
a time machine now?
That's
What'd
an
you get?
interpretation.
Okay, so now we're going to a time machine, going back in time. Got it. Okay. What is this, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
So
We go back in time and pull them out when they're in their prime?
Under that, I could say like Andre the Giant.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. That's not what I did. But
I did think about Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, not now, obviously.
He wouldn't help us now.
I mean, to be fair, we're putting in Gorilla, Brent. We could probably do whatever we want to do in terms of people we want to bring. That's good. So we can go back in time if you want. Okay, Hamby.
My last 4. I wanted to really end strong, so I'm going Brian Shaw, former World's Strongest Man.
Okay.
Eddie Hall.
I know Eddie.
Competitor.
I got my picture taken with Eddie Hall.
Getting into the fighting ranks now.
Yep.
Okay, and then I wanted to throw off the.
You put yourself in this group, by the way. Just checking. This is the group you're in.
Yeah. I'm hiding behind them.
Okay. I did not put myself in a group. I probably have already sacrificed
I'm
myself.
the general, man. I'm in the back. I'm calling the shot.
I got us a general. Trust
I wanted to throw off the gorilla a little bit, so I'm going with Big Boom AJ.
Yeah.
I'm out. Guess what? As we're charging, as we're charging, I'm walking through. I'm like, no,
hold on.
Forget it. You guys are on your own. I don't care. No.
Give me the sacrifice.
No, I don't care. To even be in the same dome or wherever or fighting with him. Nope, I'm out.
I think we need Big Boom AJ.
See you guys later. I'm
then-
gonna be sitting. I'm gonna be chilling, just sitting down, like whatever. The
And then
gorilla
we
comes,
needed
comes.
a motivational speaker. So Coach Driscoll's getting the call. Come join the squad.
Elevate him.
That was actually
Elevate him.
That was actually on the YouTube.
This guy's getting elevated, by the way.
That's good.
All right.
And
me.
And then you. All right.
I like
so
Big Boom AJ. I think it's a good call.
I took my
glad you
draft
picked the
in a couple different directions. So I have split up my draft into 3 subsections. We got tanks, we got psychological assassins, and then we got X Factors. Okay. So I'll give you my tanks first. If we were gonna have, these are the frontline guys. These are the guys that no fear. You're going head to head with this gorilla, front on. Okay. We got Sean Strickland simply because the guy is made for this.
Yep.
John Jones.
Absolutely. That's 2 John Joneses, I believe.
That's 2 John Joneses. Elevate him. I don't know his real name. I should know because I met him. The Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Talked about him yesterday. Horshario, which is it's only a first name basis.
Horatio.
Nope. Horshayo. Out of Mongolia is ranked Yokozuna in sumo, which is the highest ranking of a sumo wrestler.
Can I get that spelling, please?
Horsshio, I believe. Horshayo.
Horshayo.
Yep. Then we're gonna take the guy that he beat.
So he's a sumo wrestler.
He's a Yokozuna sumo wrestler, which is the highest thing given to a sumo wrestler. So he's the best. And then the guy that he beat, well, I'm also gonna put on the front lines, Onsonada, and he is ranked Ozeki in sumo, which is second place.
Okay. Wow.
So I have the champion of sumo wrestling, and I have like the second place guy of sumo wrestling.
like that. Smart.
I am taking Gordon Ryan, who is the greatest jiu-jitsu heavyweight of all time. I am taking Trent Williams because, well, they call him Silverback for a reason.
Elevate Trent Williams.
Let's go and elevate Trent Williams. Let's see if the nickname sticks. I'm taking Alexander Usyk, current heavyweight champion in boxing. Taking Tyson Fury. Size.
That's 2 Tyson Furies.
2 Tyson Furies. I'm taking, out of attitude and size alone, Myles Garrett.
I like that.
Yep.
That's good.
Now, doesn't need the helmet. Doesn't matter. Just use your fists. I'm taking current UFC champion Tom Aspinall, heavyweight. And then last but not least, rounding out the tank list, let's give it Francis Ngannou.
I like that a lot.
Okay. So those are the guys that are going toe to toe.
Those are some killers, man.
Now we're getting a little more interesting here.
Guys, we got a chance. I'm telling you right now.
Now
we got
we're going
a chance.
off the rails. Now we're going to psychological assassins.
I like that.
All right, and here's what I'm thinking.
This is gonna
Casey,
be something.
we talked about it yesterday. All we can have is the people there, but we can have music playing in the background.
Sure we can.
So we're gonna have Diplo is gonna structure up the sound system and speakers and everything because this guy knows how to play to a big crowd.
Yes, he does.
It's gotta be loud.
It's gotta be loud.
The gorilla's gotta be distracted. So we're gonna use Diplo in terms of like our engineer and everything.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that thinking.
Now we're gonna take Mary J. Blige. Now here's what I'm taking Mary J. Blige for. A couple reasons. Number one, we're gonna have Mary J. Blige put her dynamic voice through an AI algorithm to sound like the gorilla, right? So there's gonna be a bunch of gorillas in the background, like, okay. And then you're gonna have Mary J. Blige put out, set aside from the gorillas call, a mating call as well. Because think about this. Think about if I was in a fight, like in a cage, and I have Mary J. Blige going, "Hey, what's up, big boy?" I'm gonna be distracted. right? So we're going to have the mating call of Mary J. Blige, and then we're going to have the AI with gorillas as well.
I just want to know who's assigned to grabbing Gorilla Johnson while it's listening to Mary J. Blige, maybe in a good mood.
No one's going to grab it.
Because I'm not signing on for grabbing that.
No. Okay.
Not at that moment.
True. Next, we're gonna go with
absolutely not.
We're gonna go with Go the Gorilla, who is the mascot from the Phoenix Suns.
Ooh, that's sneaky good.
He's a gorilla. He's super athletic, right?
That is good.
Maybe he's gonna be a little more
time.
psychological assassins, guys. And last but not least, for my psychological assassins, just because I'm kind of tired of hearing about her, but maybe she can be a help to the team. JoJo Siwa.
How confused is Mary J. Blige going to be when she gets this letter in the mail? Like, you've been drafted to the gorilla team?
She's not going to, like, be in the front line. She's doing the ambiance. She's doing the setting.
But she's not going to know that when she gets the letter.
All right.
The official draftee letter.
And then, last but not least, let's go to our X Factors. Because the plan here is we got to gouge this thing's eyes out. All right? That's what I'm going with. Casey, with all due respect to your plan of hitting it below the belt, I'm going with the eyes.
We got to do both, I think.
So, first we're going to go to Sweden. And we're going to go to Elias Torhall, who is the 2024 parkour champion.
I like that.
I feel like you can climb, you can get up there. Let's go. Next, this is my first round pick of the X Factors. This guy's probably got the strongest grip in the world. This guy has zero fear. We're going Alex Honnold, who is the free solo guy from the movies, who has climbed like every single mountain with just his bare hands.
Bro's going to be crushing.
This guy is going to be the guy that we're going to bring in to take the eyes out. Now, if something happens to him, which it probably will, we got to go with the backup, right? And this guy has been underappreciated, has been made fun of. This is his time to shine. I'm taking Kenny Pickett. Small hands to get inside the orifices of the gorilla to pull the eyes out.
Yep.
Give me Kenny Pickett. This is Kenny Pickett's. This is his swan song. It's his time to shine. Next, I'm going to take Dr. Ronald Griffiths, who is a psychosomatic oncologist out of Johns Hopkins. Now, why, Austin? Casey, we talked about it yesterday.
Yep.
Back in the day, when Vikings used to go to war, they got all hopped up on mushrooms and psychedelics. Half these people here on our list, Brent, they're going to be nervous, right?
Half.
Mary J. Blige, Diplo are going to be a little nervous. So he's going to be responsible for giving out the proper dosage of mushrooms and other narcotics where everyone's going to be feeling good about themselves. Okay?
Okay.
Next pick, we're going to go Kevin Boots, who is the 2024 arm wrestling champion. Once again, maybe if we need a backup to get the eyes out,
sure,
Kevin can bring it down. Next, we're going to bring in lead gorilla expert Peter Walsh.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
This guy knows gorillas. He's one of the most well-regarded gorilla experts in the world. We're taking him.
Like that.
Next, we're going to take David Goggins, which I think was Hamby's guy.
Yes.
Elevate him a little bit, just from a motivational standpoint, right? But the guy that's going to be the William Wallace, the guy that's going to be giving the speech before we go to war, once again, go ahead and elevate him. UNF head coach,
really?
Matthew Driscoll.
Both of you guys both at it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Another person who's going to be confused when he gets that in the
Driscoll
mail.
had no idea he was going to be a big part of this.
Let's go. Yep.
Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, listen, I just first want to say before I say some of these names, every single thing here has a plan. And, this is all in good fun. There's one that's kind of serious here, but, please don't sue us. But we'll get there when we get there. People that will be elevated because they're on multiple teams. Derek Lewis. I'm with you on that one. UFC heavyweight. The Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I think that's a good call.
Him.
And then I also have Tyson Fury. So right now, Tyson Fury's leading the way with 3. And I have Francis Ngannou.
Okay.
So that's an elevation as well.
That's 2.
All right. So with that, I'm going Braun Breaker.
Yep.
WWE wrestler. He's fast. Former football player. I like what he brings to the table. I'm going Ashton Hall. You guys familiar with Ashton Hall? The morning routine guy with the bananas. He's jacked. Are you kidding?
Local. Yeah. Local guy.
Local guy, too.
He's local?
From West Coast.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going. I think he'll get everybody right
Brent's
before.
going to do a story on him when we win.
We got a Jacksonville guy.
Yeah, I think he can get us all right on the morning routine thing. And then
the morning of the fight.
He's got 15 million followers. He's jacked. He's got to bring something to the table.
Okay.
I'm not sure what exactly, but he's got to bring something to the table.
Okay.
All right, hear me out on this one.
I'll bring the water.
Apparently, supposedly, depending on what you believe, we evolution, whatever, from gorillas.
Correct.
So I'm going Rhea Ripley. One of 2 reasons. 1, Rhea's jacked, so she may be able to help us. But 2, if we were really gorillas, I think the gorilla would be attracted to Rhea Ripley.
That's a good point.
So that's like a little distraction thing, but maybe on the more mating call side.
Muscle mommy, okay.
And if it doesn't work, I still think she could contribute to the fight.
Okay, for sure.
To find the balance there.
Yep.
All right. I'm going this guy, Kevin Hines, and I picked him because he's tough.
This guy.
Who is that?
Who's my
Kevin
buddy?
Hines?
Buddy from high school.
No.
Yeah. Guy I
It's
grew up
not
with.
that. It's not that.
Guy I grew up with.
This one's kind of foul. He jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and lived. So,
What?
Bro is tough. He's the toughest we got.
Is there a video of it? Like, he didn't just say he did it, he actually did
No,
it.
he did it. He did. It's all like Google's
Wow.
name. It's all out there.
Dang.
So like that's the toughest guy we got.
Is he older or younger?
He's like 40s, 50s.
Okay.
Like I think he's an asset.
Yeah.
He's an asset.
Well, yeah, he doesn't.
His first.
Yeah, because he might be immortal.
Yeah. So like I
think we win.
I think he's a good part of the team.
He can't die.
I'm going. I think this guy maybe could be somebody that we should put and maybe listen to what he has to say. I'm going Robert Irwin because I think he would know where to hit the gorilla where it counts.
This is Steve Irwin's son?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. We had
I like
Steve
it.
Irwin, which would be along those lines.
Yeah, so I think that's somebody that could give us some insight. I don't want to necessarily throw him out to the gorilla because he'll
No,
get
but
broken in half.
he's more like the
Strategy.
Strategy. Yep.
Okay, so sumo wrestler wise, I'm going Kana Shika. I don't know anything about him, but I typed in fattest sumo wrestler. He's 6 feet, 633 pounds. I think the gorilla will have a problem with that guy, one way or another.
I like it.
He's 333 pounds?
633.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I was
6
going
feet,
to say the smallest
633.
sumo guy
He's
is
a big boy.
333.
And he's a little bit of an athlete.
Yeah, big
Now,
fella.
We don't know cardio, but hey.
Yeah, and on that same vein, I'm going both of the 1,000-pound sisters, just because I think it'll be a problem. If we send both 1,000-pound sisters and the 633-pound dude straight at the gorilla, what's he doing?
Well, how are they going to get there?
We got to push him. I don't know.
Psychedelics. We got to take care of it. I got the psychedelics.
But
I got
like
the stuff.
Here's the thing: the gorilla's. I get it. He's massive, but that's
a lot of weight.
That's almost 2,000 pounds
That's
of
a ton.
people.
No, it's more than that.
That's when our like architects are getting in there, going for the eyes. I think it's a good move. I already said Derek Lewis. I'm going Magomed Ankalaev or whatever, the UFC fighter.
Yep.
This one's going to be
What's his name?
Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ankalaev, right? I think it is.
Whatever.
Wait. I mean, just hey.
We got it.
Yeah, you get it. He's a good wrestler. Okay.
All right, this one's going to be controversial as well. I'm going Kanye. I'm not really sure what Kanye is going to do, but he's crazy.
Now, could he bring team morale down, though, is the question I have with you.
Maybe.
Because I thought about Kanye as well.
I feel like Kanye could bring something to the table.
I almost had Kanye in place of Diplo, but then I'm like, what if Kanye says something like offensive, and then the whole team's going to be fighting each other?
It might make people mad or they get up with the gorilla.
Okay.
I'm going. I think Kanye brings something to the table.
Okay.
Give me 2 crackheads, just 2.
I was gonna
You can pick them from any city in America.
crackheads or bath salts. Because I was
Bath
thinking about
salts is probably a good one.
I was thinking about bath salts. Can't
Give me
cocaine.
2 bath salts, guys.
There we go.
Bath
This was
salts
very
instead.
predictable. You would go off the rails here.
Oh, this is hey, Brent, we have families. We're trying to live here. I don't know what you're trying to do.
You're telling me 2 people on bath salts wouldn't be an asset
Yeah.
with Kanye leading the charge?
Yes.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me Cam Scatabo. I read this thing that he was headbutting telephone poles to get ready for the draft, so I think he's insane.
Okay.
Then I looked up an average gorilla is like 6'8", 6'10" area. They're not huge.
Oh, you got that big? I thought more like 5 feet when I looked up.
No, I saw like 6'8".
no, they're huge. Yeah.
So I'm going intimidation. Let me get Yao Ming
okay.
Oh, good.
because I think the girl will be confused.
Yeah, something
Yao
bigger
Ming
than
will
him.
be
Something
significantly
tall.
bigger
Not
than a
used to
gorilla.
looking taller than him.
Not used to looking up. Give me Draymond Green because he'll be about the same size. But that's our Johnson grabber. I hate to tell you.
That's the X factor.
Draymond's going low.
Yep.
That's a good point.
I added this one last night.
I don't know. When you do that on a bull, it doesn't work well.
Man. That's why I said the eyes, but I get what Casey's going here.
I added this one this morning. Give me angry Giannis, not normal Giannis, only angry Giannis after Halliburton's
Giannis.
dad gets mad at
Very
him.
timely there. Good.
Yeah, so I'll go that. Give me Tyler Maine. He's an actor, but he's a stunt guy. He's like 6'10". He played Michael Myers. Scary dude. Seen him in real life. If anything, I think he'll just be taller than the gorilla. And then my last 3, including myself.
Can he wear the Mike Myers mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Done. I guess like that.
Last 4, myself, and then 3 more. Again, probably controversial. Give me 3 guys that were at the Bin Laden raid. Those dudes were fearless.
Yeah, that's a good
They
point.
were in there. Now, granted, they had weapons. They're not going to have weapons, but still, the helicopter crashed. They walked it. They went in the place.
Is that SEAL Team 6, right? Or
I think it was.
Yeah.
That was something
Okay.
about- yeah.
I like it.
Give me your 3 best from that team.
I like it.
That's dirty work.
My turn.
Bring us home.
All right,
Here we go,
I'm going to segue right into this because we'll add to it. I have a Navy SEAL team That's the best. I don't know which one is the best right now. Again, I was going current time, but I need a handful of them.
Yeah.
Like 5 of them because we need teamwork and survival skills.
Sure.
Nobody's better.
So now we got 8.
So we do have a lot of seals.
I like it.
But I think
more seals the merrier.
To stay on that line, I also have David Goggins. Elevate him.
Elevate him.
Survivor. Can figure out instinctively if the plan goes awry, can think on the spot, like all those kind of. You need guys like that. To your point,
you can see the gorilla punching him, and like he breaks both his legs. He gets back up. Is like I didn't feel anything, and he keeps going. Like,
all right,
yeah, it's legit.
All right. Now I've got some distractions in here.
That's good.
Okay. Yep.
And my one distraction is Miss Universe.
Psychological assassins.
That's where I went. That's where I went with the Rhea Ripley thing.
Okay, some kind of like a King Kong situation.
My other distraction. Tyreek Hill and Usain Bolt.
I actually thought about that.
So I feel like we can tire the gorilla out. And by the way, the gorilla, I've looked it up, does not have the stamina of a human.
Really?
No. So you can fatigue the gorilla strategically.
Okay.
So these guys are real. I mean, Tyreek, he can.
Yeah.
He can juke them.
Yep.
But also Usain can run them in circles.
For sure.
Right?
I think that's a good call. I thought about Noah Lyles in that.
You could. We could do that.
No,
we could debate
I like
it.
this.
I don't know if Usain's still training, but he's
That's
still
fair.
young enough.
We didn't have a lot of sprinters. I like this.
No, yeah, it's a good call.
Yep.
I got Khabib.
Yeah, I mean,
Elevate him.
Dude
That's
was
2.
elevated him. Yep.
So, and by the way, isn't he undefeated?
Oh yeah,
Undefeated, never lost. Call him LeVar Ball.
Never lost. What?
Should have had LeVar Ball.
Oh, we should have. But he's
never lost.
He's never lost. 1-on-1.
Well, just because
he's never lost.
Okay,
isn't that what you want on your side?
He's had okay.
I get it. He only has one leg. I get it.
So what? Okay.
Too big, too strong.
Are the
Bobby
current
and
tag team champs Batista and John Cena?
No.
Were they ever?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Why did when I looked up when I looked up like when I looked up tag team champs?
Watch the Scrap House tonight at 7
Who's the
p.m.
tag team champs?
Right now,
it's either
I googled who are the tag team champs and it came up.
Xavier
AI
Woods.
because it ain't.
It must have been AI. It must have been
Xavier
AI.
Woods and Kofi Kingston, or Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford.
Then I'll take our tag team
teams.
champs because we need teamwork.
Okay.
Let's go Ford then. Ford and Dawkins are better.
Okay. Hey, by the way, I thought we were going to localize this thing a little bit, so I drafted my man Mike Grogich this morning.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, man.
The alligator
I like it.
handler.
Yep.
Oh,
He was
that's
on
a
the
good
show
call.
earlier.
Yeah, dude's got no fear.
And he's an MMA fighter, too.
Yeah.
He's
badass.
All right. The weakness of a gorilla is in the head and neck area.
Okay.
All right? That's where they are vulnerable.
Yep.
So I looked up. I didn't think it was 6'8" or whatever, but that's fine even if it is, because I'm bringing in Calais Campbell, Shaq,
Okay.
Same idea I had.
and John Jones as well.
John Jones is
That's a
on
three-year.
3.
John Jones
So
is-
that's an elevation.
It's all 4, right? Or did
I
you
didn't have
3?
Jones because I knew you guys would have him.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we need tall guys that can hit the head and neck area.
Correct.
Or but like I got Yao, you got Shaq. They can just pick up the smaller people and put them on.
They could. You can utilize them in multiple ways.
I like what you're doing here, Brett.
Yeah, so far, I'm surprised.
I have strong men, and the 3, at least that came up, and nobody will probably, I can't say their names. Sigmarsson,
I like it.
Van Mamussen,
Icelandic and
and
Dutch.
Eliashik.
I like
Those are the strong men and women of
Europeans.
the world right now that are like
Beautiful.
kings of the sport.
Bring it.
Where am I going? Oh, as I'm around the head and neck area, I got Aziz Al-Shaair.
Elevating him.
Guy's a leader.
And I've got Vontez Burfict.
Yes.
I need 2 dirty people.
Montez Burfict.
But then do you have to bring in Ryans to have his back? Do you have to bring in D'Amico Ryans to have Al-Shaair's back? That's all I'm saying. Just for emotional support. But I like it so
I
far.
hate
Brett.
that I had to put Al-Shaair on the
It's a
team.
good call. Elevate him.
Sorry, Trevor.
Elevate him.
Give the guy a captain.
But I had to put him on the team.
Give it the C.
Give him a C. Guy's leading the charge.
Okay, guys, I think I'm down to the stretch. I've got 3 left.
Oh,
All right. I'd say, let's see what order do I want this in. Wyatt Thompson. Who? Never heard of Wyatt Thompson. Well, in Jackson, Wyoming, Wyatt Thompson
I like this a lot.
became an overnight sensation. He had an extraordinary encounter with a grizzly bear.
No.
34 years old, hiking in the forest, face to face with a formidable predator. According to Thompson, the bear charged at him unexpectedly, Relying on his quick reflexes and experience in martial arts, he managed to deliver a precise punch to the bear's snout, knocking it unconscious. You're not buying it?
Googling it right? No, I mean, that's insane. Get him on the team if this happened.
That is...
we want that guy.
We want that guy.
Well, hey, if anything...
He's got experience.
He's got experience, and if you lied about it, he's a great storyteller. So when we win, he's telling the story.
He's the definition of help the bear.
Okay, those are all the tough guys. Now for the little bit of the warfare inspiration, game plan.
Motivational factors.
I go to Jimmy Gladstone. James Gladstone can put together a plan.
Okay.
He's an elite communicator and can get 100 people all on the same page.
He might be onto something.
And so we need to execute the plan and all be on the same page.
No.
This is a lot of people from different walks of life to be able to get on the same plan.
You're not wrong.
That's what he's trying
A lot
to
of
do
them
right
do
now
not
in the
speak
Jags
English.
headquarters.
Just so
now, Brent, you know what the outside world's going to say? They're going to say, well, he's not experienced enough to lead 100 people against a bear because he's never fought a bear before.
I get it.
That's what the outside world's going to say. But I'm with you.
So
he's young.
And by the way, he's bold and will take chances.
All right.
Won't flinch.
And lastly,
he better flinch when that
did you
gorilla's coming
know?
towards him.
Did you know that a gorilla has a sense of humor, much like people? And so we're bringing in Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Oh, that's good.
There it is.
So
I'm not going to lie. It's dead in 2 minutes, I think?
I think we got it.
I think we got it in 2 minutes.
I'm comfortable saying we got it.
I think we got it. I think we cracked the case. With all our juggernauts up front, with Brent's Dave Chappelle comedy, with Off the Wall, yeah. We got it.
We got a lot of things covered. What are we missing?
Nothing. I think we got it.
We got height. We got speed, which was a good call.
We got poundage.
Psychological warfare. We have a boost with narcotics.
We got killers.
So we aren't going to be afraid.
We got Hornswoggle.
We have Hornswoggle,
which I think is an underrated play. We
have Matthew Driscoll.
We've got motivation. We've got Irwin, who in theory would know where to hit the gorilla.
Yeah.
We got fat people.
I have the gorilla expert. I already forgot their name. Sorry.
And we got Big Boom
Peter
AJ.
Walsh.
We got Big Boom AJ. So,
dude, he's not going to make the dome.
Even better.
He's going to be outside
Sacrifice.
We're going to do this live on TikTok if we've got Big Boom AJ. Could you imagine everyone watching us do it live? And then most importantly, you got the four of us.
Oh man, this gorilla's getting 5 big boom. No, I'm not. I'm not doing it. With all due respect, we're gonna trade AJ whatever Big Boom before we go out there. Sorry,
I don't think the amount of thought that just went into this exercise over the last 24 hours is amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of Googling that must be going on for people trying to find about the gorilla and how to beat a gorilla like I just did over the last 12 hours.
I can't even name 3 of the
insane.
Jaguars draft picks, but I can tell you 25 people randomly. I can tell you about sumo wrestlers right now if you want to know about them.
My internet company.
Wait, who did the Jaguars get in the 3rd round again?
My internet company has to be geeking because I typed in fattest sumo wrestlers, guy that jumped off Golden Gate Bridge and lived, like all kinds of just foul stuff.
Yeah, we learn a lot.
We had 10 elevators.
Okay.
Oh, is that what you counted?
And we had 3 ultra ecosystem elevators.
Okay.
The top 3 were Tyson Fury, David Goggins, and John Jones.
Okay.
Those are the best
standard
of us.
elevators
Intangibly rich
were Trent Williams,
sure,
Derek Lewis, The
Absolutely.
Mountain, Francis Ngannou, Khabib, Coach Driscoll.
We're not losing.
And Aziz Al-Shaair.
We're not losing. Aziz Al-Shaair.
The wildest duo of people right there.
Oh,
absolutely wild. What a team.
So 10 out of our 96 choices elevate. We only duplicated
a couple.
Oh, no. I mean, you said 10 overall. Yeah. That's pretty impressive, actually, to find that many different people.
Yeah.
There's something like about the human psychology here with us four. We all think a little bit different. If only 10% was an overlap in this exercise.
I think we got it.
Oh, yeah. We start putting bath salts in the mix, too? Like, you're bringing those bath salt people? Casey, it's over.
Where's our image? We're going to battle with
Casey,
here.
so here's what you need to do next. Casey, you need to take the whole list that we made. We'll send them to Hamby. And then you got to put every person and put it in AI, and then let's see what it looks like.
That sounds like a lot of work.
He's got it.
Yeah.
Look at us.
That's a great photo, man. I feel it looks like a painting.
I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that over a fireplace when I get one day.
Send me this picture. We'll definitely have it coming into the studio.
Yeah, let's go.
There we are. And look,
put it on a shirt.
We're we're not even that much smaller than the gorilla. You know, like think about Yao Ming and Shaq in this scenario. He's way over.
Like I honestly saw the gorilla, like the silverback gorilla. They said it was like 5 feet, 430 pounds. But I guess you guys saw some bigger ones.
Yeah, I just typed in how big a gorilla is and said 6'6" to 6'10" or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first thing popping up is AI. If I had Batista and John Cena.
Yeah, that was unreal.
Yeah, I don't think Batista's wrestled in like 10 years.
Is that the older one? I feel like I've heard his name more recently.
He's Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's an actor.
Oh, that's why. That's why.
Yeah.
Which, if we could pick superheroes, Drax would be a good pick.
Yeah, it'd be a great pick.
But
that'll be. I'm sure somebody's done that over the last couple of days, right?
Oh, dude, everyone's taking over
spinning
this.
it.
Everyone's spinning it.
Yeah,
That's fun.
The original
That's fun.
tweet has like 300 million views.
Yeah.
And so just some random person did it. Put it in AI, right? And that's how that started?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, some
For no
random
rhyme or reason.
The original tweet, which I can't fully read to you, was from this guy Dream Chasing Mike.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I think 100 dudes could beat one gorilla. Everybody just got to be dedicated to the stuff." And from there, he got 300 million views.
It's unbelievable.
The power of the internet.
It is the power of the internet. I always say is that guy gets nothing for it.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
No.
Nothing. Like he did not. His bank account is not bigger. I don't think.
No.
No. Why would it be? Like what? They get. I mean, unless
They probably got some followers out of it.
I would hope so.
But
not 300 million.
But not 300 million.
Probably like 16.
And he started this whole thing. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What a society.
Thank you, Dream Chasing
What a
Mike.
world. And it was fun.
Yeah.
That was actually real fun.
That was fun.
All right, let's do this. We got another break to get, and we'll put a bow on this show. And then start strategically planning on how to beat the gorilla.
We got
Because I will say this now. This is going to take some planning.
We're going eyes though, right, Brent? You agree eyes?
Yeah, because I still think, like, I get what, and I was thinking what Casey was talking to with the Perfect and Shire thing.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it's both, but I do think you can, I don't know if you want to antagonize even more the gorilla.
I think you go eyes, and while it's like, ow, my eyes, Johnson.
What's the other thing, by the way, is to say, who's the last one standing out of the 100 people?
That's actually a good call.
Like, who is the last? Who is
The crackheads. They're
Saw.
unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
They don't feel pain.
I mean, nothing's getting them.
Yeah.
They do crack every day. Like, nothing's getting them.
This is an idea from Pops. He says, stage the gorilla versus man fight at a Walmart on the day after Thanksgiving. Station the gorilla in front of a free 75-inch TV giveaway. Limited supply. I'll take 100 Florida men and women Walmart customers for the win.
I like
That's a good point.
Now we're talking.
That's a good call.
Black Friday, absolutely.
We're back right after this. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game. But with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost, from Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Even better, to celebrate their 10-year anniversary, the team at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are hosting an open house May 1st. Learn about the array of procedures. There's also chances to win big prizes. Come look and feel your best with Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics today.
Are you about to graduate high school and haven't decided on what you want to do when you get done? Well, one option is to apply to become a student in the Electrical Training Alliance of Jacksonville. Their program offers structured classroom and online training, along with on-the-job training so that you can earn while you learn. Still not convinced? The folks at ETA Jacks are a tuition-free 4-year apprenticeship program. There is no tuition and no student debt. Just pay for your books and your fees. That's it. Now, speaking of pay, students, they start off making $40,000 per year, including benefits, and they graduate, get this, making over $80,000 per year, including those sought-after benefits. Now, that sounds pretty good to me, and if that sounds good to you, it should check off a lot of boxes. So head on over to etajacks.org and apply by May 15th. Again, the website right here, etajacks.org. Don't wait, apply today.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
You want to go running back rankings? We're still trying to figure out how quick it's going to take to beat the gorilla. Like, come on.
Truly.
You thought we were going to get back to football talk? I mean, Casey thinks this thing's easy. Austin's going to remind him, like, dude, the gorilla's really strong.
Yeah,
this is not going to be as easy as you think.
I think it's in the bag.
Some of us ain't coming home, Casey.
I get that.
Too overconfident.
I understand we will lose a lot of good men and women. And I listen.
And some not so good men and women.
It's some not so good ones.
Apparently, Kanye West came to the party.
Right, if we lose Kanye, we lost Kanye. But, like, again, I still think it's pretty quick. I think we make our lunch reservation. I really do. If we start on time. If we get there right when we're supposed to go, I think we're out, and I think we're at Waffle House by 2, personally. But maybe that's just me. I think we get it done.
Oh, man.
What do I know?
Meanwhile, the running back rankings, I think what Hamby wanted to show us is Ashton Genty. I always think this is interesting, right? Because what you'll get is fantasy football folks, right? Put this stuff out. Will Genty be that high? Like, does he already? You've never seen him play, and you're like,
look at RJ
the
Harvey.
best back, right?
Who is RJ?
Look at RJ Harvey.
Yeah, with Denver.
Who is that person?
Who's over from UCF?
UCF running
Dahl
back.
from UCF, 60th overall pick.
Why is he 7th?
Because
I feel
the
like they're
Broncos
going to run
don't
the
really
ball.
have anybody else, and
who made this list?
The Broncos. Well, I don't know. I guess this is.
So
I don't know.
So
the Broncos.
hold on.
Of all of the rookie running backs, the Broncos have the best offensive line.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Cool.
Why isn't Saquon Barkley number 1?
Right.
What human being made this list with Derrick Henry behind R.J. Harvey?
That's pretty crazy.
Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs. I get they're older. Are we for real? Who made this?
Even Henderson and the Patriots is up.
I want to add whoever made this to the gorilla team. You're up first.
Sacrifice.
Because you got
That's a
crazy.
sacrifice.
You're going to get pulled apart by the gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Hamby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can't put Saquon number 1 after what he did last season.
Yeah.
And there's, to be fair, I saw like a lot of fantasy football reports. Achane is super high.
Is he really?
Yeah. People are really high on him. I mean, obviously, I just think it's the offense that he plays in, right? It's the play caller.
Well, and it's not going to be sharing duties with Mostert anymore and all that. So you got a lot of speed there, too. I mean, Gibbs, terrific. Yeah, what's fascinating to me about this when you take a look at what we're hearing in Jacksonville, right, because of the Tampa stuff last year and the run game, and you take what Saquon did to win the Super Bowl and help them, and what Derrick Henry has done for his career, but even in Baltimore to help them. You take a look at what Josh Allen and what they did is they ran James Cook more to help alleviate it. Daniel Griffiths has given this on ActionSportsShacks.com as well. Like he tells, last year was the second highest run production in the league since 1988. On average. Yeah. And it's not going away is the point. So we're hearing that right in Jacksonville. We're like, okay, how do you elevate Trevor Lawrence? How do you elevate this football team? You run the ball. Can you get 3rd and 1? But it's not just in Jacksonville. Like the whole league is really trending this way. And we saw this crazy run on running backs multiple times. We saw it in the first couple of rounds from Genty all the way to Henderson and Judkins, I think it is, from Ohio State. And then when the Jags actually picked in the 4th round and they picked Tootin, there was another run on running backs. Like, okay, I got to get these guys this next tier running back or whatever else. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it is a rebirth of in the NFL of the running back. I don't know if the salaries will follow suit, though.
Yeah. I think when we talk about the usage of running backs now and the importance, Saquon Barkley, we've talked about it, has essentially won his team a Super Bowl. And in the past, we want to say, okay, it was all Patrick Mahomes. In the past, okay, it was all Tom Brady. And yeah, quarterbacks will always remain king, but I think you might see an uptick now in terms of just how valuable a running back can be. Because for a while, it's crazy how it always comes full circle, right? Because we talk about back in the day when it's Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, those guys were well regarded. Those guys were needed. And then somewhere along the line, we said, yeah, you know what? We don't really need it. We can have running backs, but it's all about the quarterback, all about the wide receiver. And now it's starting to shift again where, you know what? When it's playoff time, if it's inclement weather, we need to be able to pound the rock. We have to establish dominance. And the running back's going to do that.
But what I say, we always ask this question is is there so much emphasis on offense now that you're just going to try to outscore people? Because if the investment in running is coming back, the receivers are all over the place. When you do Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, 5 years ago, when you have that duo, you're like, hey, that's the best duo in the league, no doubt. Mm-hmm. Now we say, oh, wait a minute, you got it in Miami, you got it in Minnesota, you got it in Philly, you got it in Cincinnati. You got it in spades, you got it in Pittsburgh, maybe. Mm-hmm. You really got it all over the place. Mm-hmm. So there's the offenses are building up so much to outscore people, Casey. And the crazy thing is, the one huge advantage they have on the defensive side of the ball is the pass rush in the front, because we don't have a good enough offensive lineman in the world to be able to have a quality team to protect all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a fascinating dynamic that you bring back the running game, you elevate the passing game. You can't block them as well as you used to be able to block them, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where are the offensive linemen? You know what I mean? What I was going to say to what you're saying is with the running game and the salaries you're talking about, there's always going to be 6 running backs at any given time that you could just pick up and play. Even the dude the Jags picked in the 7th round, like we did the other day, he, out of the draft class, which included the Heisman Trophy winner, had more scrimmage yards and more touchdowns. Yeah. He was picked in the 7th round. I'm not saying he can play in the NFL.
Yeah, very productive, though.
But you can find dudes to play running back almost all over the place. So I think, salary-wise with the running backs, you're outside of a Saquon or somebody like Derrick Henry, there's always somebody you can find to run the football. But with the offensive linemen, where are they? Because you're always making running backs. It feels like there's always receivers. There's just better athletes. What are the dudes that should be great linemen? What are they doing? Being farmers? I'm being dead serious. Mm-hmm. Where are those humans?
Yeah,
because they exist. Those humans are out there.
Yeah, I gotta believe they exist enough, right?
I can't imagine that you're producing 15 to 20 people that can play the running back position and not as many that can be high quality offensive linemen. They just have to be doing something else.
Yeah, it's not a bad call. Like, listen, you can we talk about it all the time, right? You can get a great running back in the 4th, 5th round, no problem. You draft an offensive tackle or offensive guard in the 5th round, 6th round, like, that's probably going to be a depth guy. Very rarely is he going to be like an all-pro, even a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I don't know what the percentages are of like stick point or star point on a late round offensive line. Doesn't feel great.
Or is there just not enough like offensive line? Guru's not the right word, but like in theory, it feels like everybody's like a skill position guru.
Yeah, you go to quarterback camps, you go to receiver camps, you go to everything.
Like, are there
else.
just not a lot of offensive line? Like, I don't know the answer.
Well, I'll do 2 things here, maybe 3. That just from a logic standpoint, it is still hard to find a lot of human beings that are 300 plus pounds that play that are athletic.
Look at the gorilla team.
Right?
We got it full.
You can find them, but do you have enough? And then on top of that, in today's society especially, where kids and most people want to gravitate toward a look at me or a brand or I want a highlight on TV or whatever it is.
That's fair.
The only position not getting a highlight anymore is offensive line. Still. Like, the only position across the board. You can be a defensive tackle and you can be Aaron Donald. You can be a defensive end and you can be a litany of them. Linebacker, corner, safety. You can be a punter and a kicker. You can be a punter and the biggest broadcaster in the game right now.
Yeah.
It's actually a good point.
You can be a long snapper probably and have great fame. But like, so the almost the sacrifice of your own ego that exists in a lot of different other arenas has to exist in the sports world, combined with a 300-plus pound athletic person who's strong and all this other stuff. And then one last thing, the development, like you talked about, the reason, in my opinion, we have better quarterback play and receiver play across the country is because of the 7-on-7 stuff. That's really evolved. Well, guess who's not involved in the 7-on-7 stuff?
Big fellas.
Offensive linemen. So where's the development? And by the way, a lot of high school offenses and college offenses are vastly different than how you're supposed to block and what you're supposed to do in the NFL as an offensive lineman.
So that's a good point. Where you have defensive linemen who it's different schemes, 3-4, 4-3, bear, odd, even fronts. But like, you're still doing the same thing. When we talk about like colleges and spread offenses, like your footwork's completely, it doesn't always translate to the NFL. So that's actually a really good point in terms of offenses are a lot more dynamic and they ask a lot more of what an offensive lineman's got to do in terms of technique and everything. And we get to the NFL, sometimes it doesn't translate.
I'll just add one other thing, and we've talked about this part. This is the one that really sticks out to me, is the defensive linemen are so athletic. Like there hasn't, like when you're a better receiver maybe than a corner now, right? You can find more better receivers than corners, but you're still running at about 4-4 or 4-3 or 4-4-4 or whatever. You're in the same group. What is not happening is the 300-pound lineman that now is athletic and can move and can dance a little bit with his feet. That defensive lineman, I might have said defensive, offensive lineman that's 300 pounds and that can move his feet and can be, block and do all the things that you need him to do. The defensive lineman is way more agile, way more athletic than he used to be, especially on the interior. I mean, when you got a Trayvon Walker who runs a 4.51, who's better than tight ends in the league, but that's a different animal.
But that's how it goes, though, Brent. Like when you're a kid, and if you're one of the biggest kids on the team and you're athletic, they're not going to put you at offensive line. They're going to say, "Hey, man, you're playing defense." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all due respect to offensive linemen out there, but like usually it's the more like unathletic kids that are probably going to be playing offensive line.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm looking at everybody. I looked at Brent. I looked at Casey.
You look right at me when you're saying the most unathletic kids probably play offensive line. Huh, Casey?
No, to be fair, I heard Hamby. I was looking at Hamby quick because Hamby was talking in our ears.
You're right, though. Bigger, faster, stronger applies to all positions.
Yep.
I'm not sure that's ticked up across the last couple of decades that much at the offensive line. Maybe a little bit bigger and stronger.
Yeah. The craziest part, though, is like, I should have done that. I should have played left tackle because them boys get paid if you're good.
Well, that's the one saving grace. You're a guard now and you're making $20 million. That will turn people onto a job. $20 million bucks a year.
Not going to get your, name in the paper when you're a kid, but when you become older.
That's right. Hey, Cup Date's coming up next. The week with Action Sports Shacks as well. And then at 2 o'clock, it's no gate fees. So
10-8 round on the Gorilla. We got him.
And Gorilla, you're going down.
See you.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all.
But you can win a lot with good folks on your team, like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
I'm ready to show my hand, ready to take a stand. Wait on a sign above, and I am ready, ready. 'Cause I just live for the game. 'Cause I just live for the game. 'Cause I just live for the game.
Action Sports Jacks is the biggest brand in Jacksonville, and we're excited to add another partnership for this team's biggest season yet. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is now the official streaming network of the Jacksonville Sharks for their 15th season.
The Jacksonville Sharks are your champions.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
When it comes to trucks, I know exactly what I want. And at Bozard Ford, they make it easy to get exactly that. Let's go make this truck a little more my style. With Bozard Built, I can create my perfect truck right here. Lift kit? Check. Premium wheels? You bet. Advanced lighting package? Oh yeah. The Bozard team works their magic. From bumper to tailgate, I'm making this truck mine. It's everything that I wanted and more. From the field to the gym to weekend adventures. This truck's built for my journey. Bozard Built. Customized for your lifestyle, built to exceed your expectations. Check out the inventory and available options at bozardbuilt.com. Unleash your dream ride. Customized, covered, and Bozard approved.